Fox News.
On this vote, the ayes are 60, the nays are 40. The bill as amended is passed.
That Senate vote last night approves a bill that would end the longest government shutdown ever, now in day 42. A House vote may come tomorrow on the plan that will
fund the government through January 30th. It also includes year-long funding bills for Congress, the Agriculture Department, and the military. But it does not include a deal on Obamacare subsidies, which is what Dems have been fighting for all along. Republicans are promising a side deal, a separate vote in December on a health care bill. The same 8 Democrats who voted to break the filibuster on Sunday stuck with Republicans. Senator Rand Paul was the only Republican to vote no.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Many Democrats are angry at the 8 senators who broke ranks after demanding for weeks the bill include an extension of the Obamacare tax credits expiring at year's end, leaving millions of Americans to pay more for health coverage. But President Trump tells Fox Republicans are working on that.
I want the money to go into an account for people where the people buy their own health insurance. It's so good.
Until the president signs the funding bill to end the shutdown, there is still also a legal battle over continuing to provide SNAP food assistance. And it'll be another difficult travel day. There are already almost 1,200 flights canceled, more than 500 delays after over 11,000 flight issues yesterday amid air traffic controller sickouts. They've been working without pay, and President Trump was critical of them on Truth Social.
But praised those who showed up, adding, "I will be recommending a bonus of $10,000 per person for distinguished service to our country. For those that did nothing but complain and took time off, even though everyone knew they would be paid in full shortly into the future, I am not happy with you."
Fox's David Spunt. At least 12 people are dead in Islamabad, Pakistan, in a suicide bombing the day after a car blew up in New Delhi, India, killing at least 8 people. That's being investigated as possible terrorism. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Subaru of Gwinnett. You'll love the difference. The Morning Extra, only on Extra 106.3.
Morning, y'all. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3 on a cold. Good Lord, it's cold outside.
Did you drip them faucets?
Yeah, had to,
we
man.
did too.
You got to, just to be safe.
Just in case.
Yeah.
It was cold last night. We even got the fireplace going.
No kidding, dude.
First time this year.
Real fireplace or
gas?
Gas.
Yeah.
So handy because you can just turn it on and off.
Made it easy.
Much as I love real fireplaces, we don't use gas. It is super handy when you can flip it on and flip it back off.
It was nice. First time I had to light the pilot light and get things going.
That's right. And those things, I don't know about you, but a lot of people will say, well, those, they don't warm very much. Every time we've ever used one or had one, it has always been so toasty warm.
It was nice.
Yeah, those things are great.
The girls got a kick out of it.
Yeah.
Light the fire, leave the room.
There you go.
That's all I had to do. Got a chance to go downstairs to the basement. No fire there. Watch sports. Have a blanket.
That's right. Yeah. Need a blanket. Need lots of blankets. Need a, what do you call what you're wearing on your head?
Oh, I don't know.
We call it a boggin.
A boggin?
That's what
a boggin?
Yeah. Boggin.
Skull cap?
Yeah,
something like that?
Something like, yeah. Boggin's what we always call it. And my wife always makes fun of me. She was like, a toboggan is a sled. And I was like, okay.
Kind of is, right?
Yeah, well, it's that too. But it's a multi-use name, a toboggan.
I bought it, and this is where the good memory is, because it was going to be, I think it was going to be like 2 degrees in Indianapolis when Georgia was playing Alabama.
Yeah.
So I bought it getting ready for that trip, because we were going to be outside for a little while. And boy, as much as that was fun after that victory and having the staff over there at Lucas Oil Stadium say, okay, y'all been in here for like an hour and a half. Y'all got to go.
Y'all got to go.
We're like, let's go to the bar.
Let's go.
We got outside and it was so cold. We're like, let's go to the car.
Yeah, right, and get back to the hotel.
This is what I bought for that occasion.
That's a good memory right there.
When it's cold, this is what I throw on.
There you go.
Them's called memories, Tug.
I know, and I like them. I love good memories like that. I'm trying to think the best memory I have of Georgia football. Probably, I guess, beating Notre Dame at home. That was a good one.
No, you got to think of like cold.
No, I don't like to be cold.
I remember a game against Auburn where it was so cold. It was like a 3:30 kick, and it stayed like 25, 30 degrees.
Good Lord.
And this was still when Georgia was playing them in November.
Yeah.
And it was cold.
Yeah, I have no love for that. I remember Texas A&M. It rained like the devil. A few years back,
that was nasty.
Yeah, that was a rough one. I'm trying to think of when I went and was really, really cold, but because they're Georgia Tech last year.
Yeah.
Freezing
cold. I remember
death.
that night because we were in Alabama watching that.
Yeah.
We were over there for Thanksgiving. That was cold in Alabama.
Good.
They sure looked cold when they were over in Athens.
Absolutely, they were able to eke out a win because Georgia Tech had looked really good that entire game. And hey, look, I think the Georgia Tech game this year is going to be really good.
Should be. Got local here. Probably going to do the full 70-something thousand. Actually, fill the building up.
Yeah.
So, and that's another one where because we're hosting Thanksgiving, we'll be here.
Mm-hmm.
So we've kind of pondered. We've looked at tickets.
Yeah.
I know that Sweet Tug. That's not SWEET. That's SUITE Tug. We'll find a way in that building with nice seats.
No, we were looking. Because obviously my son wants to go, and we've been trying to look at tickets. Well, first of all, he called. He was like, "Hey, I'm going to Athens this Saturday. Can you get me tickets to the Texas game?"
Oh, of course. I just have them. They're falling out of my pockets.
Yeah, exactly. And so we looked them up, and like the cheapest one we found was in the 600s, and it was like $200 a piece, $250 or something like that.
Yeah.
In the 600s, and I was like, dude, I don't know about
It's a big game.
Yeah, I just don't know.
You don't get Texas here very often.
Yeah, it's the first time ever, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So I told him, I was just like, buddy, you're just gonna have to hang in the bars. You're gonna have to hang with your buds because we can't swing that one.
Outside of the trip to Austin last year and a meeting in the Sugar Bowl, you just don't see Texas a lot.
Yeah. Well, that now that should change a little bit.
Yeah,
obviously,
quite a bit as a conference opponent. And the potential now of having played them in an SEC championship game last year, it's going to be a little more regular.
My cousin Nick, we got to go. That's the first time I'd ever seen Georgia win that game.
Compliments of Dr. Pepper?
That's right. Absolutely. Need to give them the big shout out.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, when Dr. Pepper has all of those halftime sponsorships, Tug gets in on that too.
Well, only because of my cousin.
He's the mayor of Fansville.
He is.
Dude, have we lost those? I've not seen many of those commercials.
Oh, yeah, they've been around this year.
Yeah.
I don't know how I've missed them. I don't think I've seen them as much as normal. It seems like they pulled back on their schedule a little bit.
They got a guy with the face paint and the cheerleader and the varsity starting quarterback.
Yeah, like have you seen the hot seat one? Where they go over to the coach's house and they tell him he's on the hot seat?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
So they do that one.
Okay.
So that's the coach's hot seat one.
Yep. And I know the one with the slide.
Yes,
that's the
our
only
quarterback is sliding in the draft. That's the Shedeur Sanders one. Right. The guy kind of looks like Shedeur Sanders, and he's sliding in the draft because he's on a giant slide.
My favorite.
Then they have the one where they drive a town over, and they recognize they're no longer in college football Fansville, and it's Jerry Jones. He's like, we play on Sundays.
And they're like...
we got to get out of here.
Yes, okay. So I've seen 2 of the 3.
I do love Dr. Pepper.
Me too, dude.
23 flavors. How'd they get 23 flavors in one
day?
They did
so amazing.
Dude, do you love Dr. Pepper too?
Well, it was a big deal growing up. They bottled that. One of the main places was Waco, Texas. Mm-hmm. So Waco was only known for 2 things. It wasn't Baylor. It was Dr. Pepper and the Branch Davidians.
Oh, well. 2 out of 3.
Now,
1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Now it's more like Dr. Pepper, Baylor, and Fixer Upper.
Yeah, there you go. I like it much better.
Get the TV show.
I love some Dr. Pepper. I was looking that up the other day because we always talk about where things are from. Obviously Coca-Cola being from Atlanta and RC Cola being from Columbus, Georgia. And I think Pepsi is a North Carolina product created. I looked it up.
Hey, while you look that up, I brought something for show and tell today.
Oh, yeah.
But for this to work, I need to summon Dr. front office Carlos Medina.
Okay.
To the studio room.
Okay, I'm going.
Or to the control room over here.
Okay, all right.
I was
Not only was it a big bottler there, Los, it was created.
get a
in
live
Waco, too.
reaction to this one.
Oh!
Yeah.
What?
I was carrying boxes down last night.
Did you just show him the toe?
Oh, there's toe. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if it's as bad as his guy, but I think this thing's going to turn all sorts of wonderful colors.
That was mine like 2 months ago when I broke
buddy.
it.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh.
Didn't kick a wall. Thought I was all the way down on the stairs. I was carrying a bunch of shoe boxes. Couldn't see the wall, so my sixth sense of, okay, that's enough stairs was gone. So I got to the second to last stair, thought it was the bottom stair, and just kind of reached out barefoot.
Take a picture.
Bad news.
Put it on extra.
Bam, balam, dude.
Just so everybody out there knows that there's somebody else in this studio who has a broke toe.
So me and Dre pulled up about the same
that's
time this
purple.
morning, and he got out of the car before I did.
Limping?
Yes, and
Yeah,
I
it
was
hurts.
like, and that's the first thing I noticed that he was limping. I was like, dude, you all right?
Man, I limped for at least a good week and a half until it got at least to the point where it was numb.
Yeah, first thing he was like, I don't know if it's as bad as Los's, but it certainly hurts. It hurts.
It legit hurts.
Like the devil. And he was walking so gingerly. Man, there's
I did that
nothing
move.
but-
Have you ever tried to grab the stairs like you got monkey feet? Where you try to like claw.
Yes, like I'm gonna
stairs
save myself. Yes.
Last moment, and then I slipped, and so my toe was facing down.
Oh, yeah.
Everything
it's
came
the
down
top
on
of the
that.
toe.
Bad news bears.
Yeah, I feel for you, Jure. Like that really hurt. Yeah, just thinking about it
warriors,
2
though.
months ago.
We're
yeah,
warriors here.
Well, we're here. Yeah, I mean,
going through it.
I'd taken a day off, or at least thought about it.
Dude,
I'm not walking in the battery with my broke toe.
Seriously, I got limp a little bit.
The whole right side of my foot after the toenail came off was just purple.
Yuck.
Purple and black.
Yuck. Toenail.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
Dude, you freaking crushed it so bad the toenail came off.
Toenail
The
came in.
died.
I don't curse when I'm at home very often. It's something's got to happen for me to be pretty upset, and I let it fly.
No.
I was like, M F F.
I hate this. This hurts. Why does it hurt so bad?
Oh yeah,
That's the worst.
Because the if you do that, like it's one thing if you're just minding your own business and somebody who's like a 300-pound lineman steps on your foot.
Yeah.
Okay, it happens.
Yeah.
In order to break a toe, oftentimes it has to be out of your own.
Yep.
Something you've done.
You just didn't pay attention for a second.
Yeah,
And for me, I turned a corner too fast. I was barefoot and I kicked that entire wall. And for Jure to be like, oops, and then you know it immediately. You're like,
Yeah. It's just that moment of laying back, just laying on my back on the stairs, just like, all right, this hurts real bad. How long is it going to be like this?
Yes. Yeah.
Can I move it a little bit? Can I wiggle it a little bit? Okay.
I remember just putting ice on my foot and going, how long is this going to throb for?
Yep.
And those, I don't know about you, but when I've had it happen before, never to that level where y'all have ever in my whole life. Thank goodness. But when you kick something like that with your toes or hurt your toes, it burns as well as hurts.
Yeah, it's
you
hot.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
both.
super. It is such a burning pain.
It's burning and throbbing.
Oh yeah, dude, it is the worst.
Yeah, no fun.
Yeah,
no fun at all.
nobody wants any part of that, but you're liable to get it.
Well, good. Welcome to the club. You're next,
there
Tug.
you go. I hope not. I don't want to be. I don't want to join the club. If there's a club I don't want to join, it's that and Antifa.
Broke Foot Club.
Watch yourself on those toe touches.
Yeah, no kidding.
Exactly. You never know.
Yeah, so just kick the table as you're on your way up. Bam.
It's either he's going to either tear a hamstring or break a toe. It's your choice.
Both
I'd take the toe.
Yeah, I think I
I'd
would.
take the toe.
Yeah, definitely there. But what do you got the AC/DC up there? You going to the AC/DC show?
Well, that's in the never-ending. Hey, our sister station is giving a bunch of stuff to give away, and we don't get anything to give away.
Yeah, wow.
That's AC/DC tickets right now.
That's what they're doing. They're over there giving away AC/DC tickets.
Yeah, August 27th over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They're playing the Benz this summer.
I don't know that AC/DC can sell out the band. 72,000.
Well, they apparently the last time they were here, which has been quite a while, they did it the last time when they were in a big stadium.
Seen any recent videos?
It's not good.
They may not make it.
We having struggles on that tour?
Oh, buddy.
Well, there was a lot of complaints about how poor they sounded.
30 seats.
Yeah, exactly. Brian, I mean, they're all like late 70s, and they just, I don't think that, like Mick Jagger, I think, figured it out Maybe probably late in his career, but started doing things to get healthy. And
I saw him 2.5 years ago. No,
at Georgia Tech.
No, at the Benz.
At the Benz. Oh yeah.
They were awesome.
Yeah,
they were
right.
awesome.
But I think that's what I'm saying. I think that they figured it out a little bit.
Well, you got to mind the health.
Yeah, and I don't think AC/DC has.
The other part that I think plays into it is what are you playing? Because thunderous rock music, high energy rock music. Yeah. I think it's going to be a little tough on late 70s.
Yeah, no, it is for sure, and pretty much
the Stones have a catalog where it's like,
it's a roller coaster.
Yeah, you can move up and down.
Yeah,
you can take a little break.
Wild Horses in there. Yeah. Get off of my cloud or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, but everything is Back in Black.
Not like we're going to break down into the love ballad and slow it down a notch here when it's AC/DC.
No, it's Back in Black, Hell's Bells.
Yeah,
it's constant
all
go.
Thunder power rock.
Yeah, so I just don't know, but look, good for them that they're giving it a run.
Listen, I'm glad they're out there.
Me too. Yeah, I wish them no ill will. I like AC/DC a lot, but I just don't know how that's going to work at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's just me thinking out loud. I can't
believe you don't believe in the boys from AC/DC.
Well, I think Jeray's got the same doubts I do. I don't think it's just me.
I watched a movie last night that had AC/DC in the soundtrack. It was really good. Only the Brave.
Only the Brave. I don't know.
It's got Jeff Bridges. Who's the new Goose from Top Gun? Not the new Goose, but his son.
Yeah, his son.
Miles Teller. Jennifer Connelly. It's about smoke jumpers. Like wildfire firefighters.
That's cool.
Really good movie. It just it was one of these ones that got presented to me as a reel on YouTube. I was like, what is this? This looks great. Turns out it came out in 2017. Great movie.
Okay.
Only the Brave.
And AC/DC does the whole soundtrack?
No. But
it's just a song?
It was a Long Way to the Top, if you want to rock and roll.
Which is, if you go over to Smith's Old Bar, if you go up to the top, they've got that written on the stairway.
It was in the intro to the movie. I was like, all right, you're doing something right here.
Because when you first said it, I thought you were watching Maximum Overdrive from 1986, because AC/DC did that soundtrack.
The whole thing?
Who Made Who, yeah. That was big time, man. Holy cow. That was...
Can I interchange a whole lot of their songs?
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, it's all power chords.
Right.
And a bunch of hollered. Yeah.
Again, I like it.
Me too. No, I love it. But yeah, it's not the most dynamic.
If I'm doing that song and do I roll right into Thunderstruck, is that really any difference in Big Gun #1?
Big Gun, which was also on the soundtrack. That was on
Last Action Hero
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Not a good movie. Cool song.
Cool soundtrack. Some Alice in Chains on there too.
Yeah,
it's a big soundtrack. Soundtracks are great, or they used to be. I don't know if they are anymore. So in New York, I ran across this and I was like, well, of course. New York City has elected the communists. And so there's a New York Democrat named Tom Suzy. And he says he doesn't want to raise taxes locally. Okay, well, that's not going to work. I mean, you got to pay for all these free things somehow or another. He wants to raise taxes nationally. You see, he wants you to suffer the way New York's going to suffer. You make good choices locally, and he wants to punish you for them, Los.
Well, that's too bad, considering we've already locked in the tax cuts for eternity. Yeah, find that way through the House.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Good luck to you, Susie.
But isn't it absurd? Isn't it so Democrat to say, hey, we're making terrible choices, but we want you to pay for it. We'd like for you to prop it up.
We'd like for you to all have a shared misery. That sounds strange.
Yeah, it sounds like New York, California. That sounds like
shared misery.
Yeah,
isn't that kind of one of the terms they talk about when it comes to a socialist communist environment?
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. We have 50 Petri dishes. We can all do it the way we want to as far as our state taxes. And then we have our federal system that's going to decide what our national tax system is going to be.
Wherever you go through, this is his quote, dude. Wherever you go through the country, I'm all for you paying higher taxes.
I mean, well, I'm not.
Dude, but how ballsy. We're going to give away the farm. And then on top of that, because we've been doing that, but elect a socialist communist on top of it. And he has the courage. Wherever you go throughout the country, I'd like for you to pay higher taxes.
I think a lot of this comes down to you do have a nature of rugged individualism in this country. It's what built this country.
It is, indeed.
Whether you're talking about westward expansion or the growth of industries, auto and other, there's rugged individualism that caused this. But you do have safety and collectivism. And right now you have this faction where if I'm a politician, Am I not talking about safety in numbers versus, hey, go figure it out on your own and I'll try and create the economic environment to do it?
Well, I know one thing for sure. I don't want anything to do with the way they think in New York. I'm with that rugged individualism. I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that people are willing to go out and take a risk and build a business that's going to, at some point, employ people. They've taken that risk. They deserve the reward from it. And that's the thing that the New York Democrats in general, and the socialists don't understand. They're like, well, the workers. Sure, the workers are important. Absolutely, I feel important, a piece of the cog here at Dickey Broadcasting Company. But I share none of the risk. None.
Well, I talk about the yin and yang. I talked about it yesterday. The better that Tug Cowart does, and the better that whether it's the new car, the kid in college, at some point, if y'all even downsize your home and you move into downtown Alpharetta and everyone's like, look how good Tug Cowart's doing. Now, that's all off your hard work. People don't know this isn't your only job.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, you're doing a multitude of jobs.
Sure.
This is what you do. Yet, for every time there's a Tug Cowart, there's going to be 10 other haters.
Oh, yeah.
And those haters are going to be saying, I don't want him to do as well. How are you going to balance this out for me? And so you create this backlash that gravitates towards the socialism and communism. And so, yeah, you're trying to find this balancing act. And that's why I say it's so important to be around the right people, the right community.
Yeah, no doubt.
Listen, I love generating haters. Okay, I love it on X. It's like I got 5 haters last night. I need 15. All right, that means I'm doing great at this.
I got to get.
All right, I tell my kids all the time, you got 5 haters, get 5 more by next week. But at the same time, I know that the more I'm doing, the more they're going to be locked into, connected to their anger, connected to their loserdom, and that's who they're going to be. And all they're going to be doing is hoping, hey, how do I bring you over to this side?
Dude, yeah, how do I make you miserable?
How do I get
me?
you down here like me?
I want you to roll in the slot with me.
That's right.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Xtra on Xtra 106.3. Dude, nice touch there. To the top. What a rock and roll. Dude, that's so good. I saw AC/DC one time about 15 years ago. I've never seen him again. So,
best version of this, School of Rock.
Yo, yeah, with Jack Black. Yeah, that is.
It's the really kids playing this.
Yeah, it's so cool.
This is Bon Scott too. This is the old
original.
Yeah, the real deal. Before, I think he passed in '76, maybe
something like that.
Drank himself to death in the backseat of a car. Goodness.
That's how we all need to go.
Buddy, that's the rock and roll go, though. So good.
So Tug's going to check out.
Yeah, that's right. I was lit up like a 4th of July. Come on.
Backseat of an old Eldorado.
No pickup truck.
Old pickup truck.
Back. 6 o'clock hour is brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett.
His heart just gave out. Couldn't take no more.
He was drinking that brown liquor for hours and hours and hours. I hope I don't go that way.
I hope you do it like 80.
Yeah. What Americans think of January 6th will run the numbers next.
Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, sir. Happy Veterans Day to all our men and women who have served this fine nation. From Xtra 106.3.
Xtra 106.3 is proud to be a community station that shares your values. This is your station, talking about issues and stories that are most important to you and your family. Stream us live on our all-new app in crystal clear HD and always live on your radio at 106.3 FM.
I'll tell you, on this Veterans Day, if you want to do something nice, this is not even for just veterans, but you could pick out a veteran if you wanted to. Somebody that is in a situation where they could really use some help remodeling their home. So Southern Exteriors is the best of the business when it comes to windows, doors, siding, roofing, gutters, all that. Millworks, they can build you a big old deck or whatever. But for Christmas, they're partnering with James Hardy Siding to provide a siding remodel. They're going to take care of the cost to a deserving neighbor in need. Maybe it is a veteran neighbor in need or a veteran that you go to church with, veteran that you can nominate. All you do is go to southernexteriors.co and click on the top left red button that says Christmas giveaway. Or you can just say southernexteriors.co/nominate. Either way, whatever you can remember the easiest. But fill out the tab, name, phone number, email address, and relationship to the nominee. Maybe it's neighbor, maybe it's friend, maybe it's just somebody that you know a little bit. So we'll call them an acquaintance, however you want to do it. But the beauty is, somebody with the best story is going to have their home remodeled with the best in the business, James Hardy Siding. We did this last year with the roof. The tears were tears of joy. It was the sweetest thing that I think I've ever been a part of, and I can't wait to do it again this year with James Hardy Siding and the folks at Southern Exteriors. But you have to nominate that person for that free remodel by December 1st. Do it at southernexteriors.co.
If you're looking to take your coaching game to the next level, the Atlanta Braves invite you to join the annual Braves Coaches Clinic held at Truist Park Saturday, December 6th. This one-day clinic will include instruction from members of the Braves' current Major League coaching staff, in addition to notable Braves alumni. The clinic is perfect for coaches at every level of the game, from youth baseball through high school. Learn more and register today for only $30 at braves.com/clinics.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
Experience luxury like never before behind the wheel of a brand new Cadillac from Jim Ellis Cadillac.
From the iconic Escalade to the innovative electric Lyric, Jim Ellis Cadillac offers the models you know and love, along with the latest in luxury EVs.
And the buying experience just as luxurious as the Cadillac name itself. With great prices, a great selection, and a team of knowledgeable sales associates, you'll love shopping at their showroom conveniently located on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter.
Prefer to shop from home? Visit JimEllisCadillac.com, where you can browse all the latest offers and even start or complete your entire purchase online with the Jim Ellis Expressway.
Want to try before you buy? Schedule an at-home test drive and enjoy the convenience of home vehicle delivery. Luxury is waiting. Experience it today at Jim Ellis Cadillac. Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Tuesday, November 11th. Partial payments may soon be delivered to over 1 million Georgia residents who rely on SNAP benefits. The Georgia Department of Human Services issued a directive saying SNAP recipients who have already missed a payment will receive 65% of their normal monthly payment by the end of the day today. All others will receive the payment on the regularly scheduled distribution dates. The final decision comes later today after the Supreme Court meets. Flight cancellations and delays continue at the world's busiest airport. Monday saw over 500 delays and nearly 250 cancellations at Hartsfield-Jackson due to the FAA's 10% reduction in air traffic. Experts say to plan ahead if you're traveling, and it will take about a week to normalize once the shutdown is over. And state officials warn drivers to be extra careful on the roads this week, especially during morning and evening hours. The peak of deer mating season is underway in Cherokee, Cobb, Fulton, and Gwinnett counties and lasts into next week. Deer have a higher tendency to unexpectedly run out into the road during this time. Today's weather sunny but cold with a high of 47, but we'll get back to 70 by Friday. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
You already had a good inclination, a gut feeling that January 6th was not on the up and up. You already knew it. We already knew it. We've talked about it for 4 years now. It has not changed anything. Nothing that the government has done. Their silly made-for-TV show where they hired an ABC producer to make it more entertaining. The fact that they didn't allow any Republicans that have actual questions about January 6th on the committee. Everything pointed to the direction of this was a cover-up. Then we get the Steve Baker news end of last week that you're sure to hear about on the Glenn Beck program, the name of the officer that is accused of being the January 6th pipe bomber. Also, the person, if it is the same person, was it the first person to shoot into the crowd with the pepper balls?
Reportedly, she was the first person to let fly as part of her detail.
Gosh, can you imagine you're so fired up because you know what's going on. You know what you're trying to make happen. You already, if this is right, and she's alleged, if it's correct that she is the person from the Capitol Police that planted the pipe bombs, you can't wait to be the tool that ushers in the activity that you hope happens, a riot at the Capitol. That way they never ask questions about the January or about the 2020 election again. So you're so gung-ho, you can't wait to pull the trigger, too, to make it all happen. You planted it, and then you fire the shots, too. Well, you're so important.
I would just say this. Part of what goes on when it comes to military training is you are taught to hate the enemy. You turn them into caricatures so they're easier to abuse, right?
Yep.
I fully believe that this woman probably bought into every little bit about what MAGA was. And by the time that she's selected, by the times that you coaxed her up, by the time you're like, this is what we need you to do in the interest of this country. Yeah. And then it turns into, and when they show up at the Capitol, make sure you deal with them. Well, she doesn't look at them as people.
They're the enemy.
Not at all.
They're the enemy.
So why not give them some of this treatment? Because at the time, all they were people standing behind barricades, just demonstrating. You helped turn them into what it turned into.
Rioters. The number that Rasmussen reports, you can find them at Rasmussen_poll. The number of people that believe that January 6th was a Fedsurrection sits at 65%. 65% of the entirety of the United States of America believes what you believe, that it was a Fedsurrection. They believe what you've been telling people for years. Not everybody in that 65% was always on board, but as more information comes out, as burn bags are found in skiffs, as FBI agents admit in court, yes, we planted the folders that said top secret on them at Mar-a-Lago, the more information that comes out, the more that number's going to grow.
I really hope this does come down in the way that I believe it does when it comes to Steve Baker and the Blaze, because I think that ends up being that straw that breaks the camel's back, where at that point you just can't hide it any longer. Because it's one thing to tell me there's 250 FBI assets and agents in the crowd. All right, I get that. Probably should be. I mean, they want to monitor what's going on. That's part of intelligence work. You can tell me, well, you know what? We saw people that were Antifa that dressed up in MAGA gear, and they were part of causing these issues. Okay, but not everybody has to join in. You can then also tell me that there's people like Ray Epps that helped incite what was going on. And
he's on video doing it.
And Boasberg, like
who let people off the hook.
The bought and paid for judge who was like, yeah, here's just a small. You're just give you a little. Well, here's nothing. We'll give you a 3 months probation. Like, wait, so he was always part of this? It's like, now if you tell me that you happen to have a Capitol Police officer who planted the bomb portion of this, well, now we fully know. It's like this was all about let's protect the people that we're supposed to, that were tasked with creating this entire entrapment scenario. And entrapment, that's a huge part of what the FBI does anyway.
Right. The dominoes are falling, and the left knows it. Is it any surprise that Nancy Pelosi, the woman that said, yeah, I should have called in the National Guard as a throwaway statement, as her daughter filmed a documentary that day. Convenient. And then now is retiring. She's got to get away as the dominoes
Funny
fall.
how it just comes down the week that all this stuff is coming forward.
The dominoes continue to fall.
As we get to November 8th and this story is reportedly out there, Nancy Pelosi's like, time to go.
I've got to retire. Had there been even a whisper of her retirement, I'd not heard it. And then it just comes out of the blue, out of nowhere, and the same week? Come on, man.
How strange.
What are you trying to get me to believe?
How odd.
Yeah.
At what point do you stop believing? And again, I know that at times people are putting on a tinfoil hat with this stuff, but tinfoil hat is batting like .995.
There's a reason 65% of voters believe that it was an insurrection.
There's a reason why it's going to 85 once this stuff is out there.
Dude, if not 95.
Yes.
The only people to be, well, there'll be 18% that no matter.
18%. I can't believe that they did this.
My fingers are in my ears.
Well, for years, it's like people that depend on what they depend on. They always go back to what their programming has been. No matter how many times you make a point about the violence that is on the left, and almost exclusively now on the left, they'll always go back to the same thing. Well, January 6th
starts nearly every sentence.
Well, what happens when you say, well, that was on you too?
Yeah, that was false. That was a false flag operation. That was fake. Just like the election.
Is that the point where the because the only way you get these people to move away from their belief system, you can't red pill them. I tell you, they have to red pill themselves. At what point do you get people to look at what has gone on and say, oh, I got fooled? Like, we've already seen it after COVID. It was a real hard time, people being like, I got fooled. Because nobody wants to admit that that's what occurred.
People are still pissed.
Oh,
as they should be.
I am.
I know.
I bring it up. I'm like, do you realize how much you were fooled? I mean, I remember I started a conversation on X where I said the only way we can have this conversation is you start from the point that you were experimented on as a society. And when they couldn't go there, well, then we can't have a discussion. Even though Barack Obama then came forward, he was like, well, we just had the largest experiment on the human population.
Yeah.
I was like, didn't your Lord and Savior just save you? Yeah. Didn't he just tell you?
He told you. He
just flat out told you what was happening.
And I'm always impressed by how many people freely speak about it now. Yeah, I mean, we've done it for as long as the station's been in existence. But it is interesting. It is fascinating to see how many people are comfortable with saying it was bullcrap from the beginning.
So when does January 6th become that? Because that's the way we're trending.
Absolutely.
The polling says we're trending this way. People are starting to now understand the idea of false flag events.
It just hurts to think that it happened in America. I think that's the thing that people are wrestling with. Not that it happened, because now all the evidence tells you it happened. I think people are so reluctant to believe that it could happen in America, the last bastion of freedom on earth.
We can go back to, and if we ever have to do a story time on this, we can always do it again, because we did it maybe 2.5 years ago. We were talking about one of the greatest false flag events that never happened. It was Operation Northwoods, where when this was brought forward to John F. Kennedy, he flat out was like, I'm firing all of you for suggesting this. This was about creating a false flag attack, that it was made to look like it was Castro and the Cubans. And you're still holding on to
I'm never letting it go.
13 March 1962.
Dude, since you did the original story time, I've kept it.
This was from 2 years ago. You've held on to this.
It's such a reminder for me. Every time I open my bag and take out my computer, what is at risk?
And so that event was about being able to start war with Cuba by us hitting ourselves. That if we just attack ourselves, that'll give us the cover in order to be able to attack the Cubans.
Page after page after page after page. And John F. Kennedy had the courage to be like, absolutely not.
It's like, I'm firing all of you.
We're not doing this. This is insanity.
It was staging attacks on USS assets, domestic terror, aerial provocations, and then casualty fabrication. That we would say, they killed 800 sailors. All right, we got to go.
Yeah, and you would say that, and every American would be like, you're damn right, we're going to get them.
So the idea that January 6th is a false flag event
should surprise no one.
I'm hoping that 65%, like I said, let's get to 85. Let's get to 95. Let's get to that point where just as COVID is now looked at as, really, you used a chest cold with a mild amount of fatalities? Well, it was 3 times more dangerous than the flu. Well, the flu is only 0.001. So 0.003. You know who 0.003 kills? People that are really unhealthy and old. Average age of death, 78 and over.
You don't think that they would do something to trick you, to lie to you, to make sure that you are never courageous enough to ask a question again? They would, and they did. I mean, Just think about the two biggest. January 6th. Well, stealing an election, January 6th, COVID. All of them. They're all connected.
It was a wave of what they were able to create.
All to keep you from asking.
And every single time, it's a crime to cover up a crime to cover up a crime to cover up a crime.
Because you have to.
I mean, I thought it was funny that, and I was listening to this the other day. So when the fireman is the arsonist, and then he saves the child, is he the hero?
No, because he's the one that put the child in danger to begin with.
By creating the fire.
That's right.
All right, that's exactly what this country did to Anthony Fauci.
Yeah.
The only reason COVID was possible is because what you were funding. And then you step in as I'm the savior. To the point where only the left goes, oh man, I'm so glad he saved thousands of lives.
Ooh, he
killed millions.
Yeah.
But he saved thousands.
Yeah.
He lit the world on fire, but then he tried to put it out.
And I don't know that there's anything, using your analogy, there's anything more low down than that. And we saw that in California where a firefighter actually started the fires.
Yeah, started fires and then I saved them.
Yeah. There's nothing more low down than that, than using your ability to create something and then to be able to swoop in to look at me.
And then
I'm the greatest.
And then gets a pardon from the previous administration. Why? You're a hero.
Heroes don't need pardons.
Why would you need a pardon?
Well, Donald Trump's going to go after him.
Why would you need a pardon? What did you do?
It's exactly. If they have nothing on you, if you've done nothing, if you're as clean as the wind-driven snow, then what's the worry?
This is such a wonderful tinfoil hat show today. As we connect all the dots. Now, here's the fun part. When all of this comes down, you're going to go, all right, now I know how to explain this to people.
Yeah.
Because you heard it here of what was going on.
Because you ain't going to see it anywhere else, and we've talked about it a bunch, and I'll say it again.
Put it on the news. You won't see anything about any of this stuff.
We've had MSNBC on all morning. They've not said a word.
This is strictly out there on X, and we'll see what happens. Because the real media, like us and you, because you're the real media too now, we're the ones that are actually interested in this story and covering this story. The last thing that you're going to get is some of the corporate media covering this stuff.
Because they covered for it originally. They definitely
realize how terrible they look.
They set themselves on fire.
No.
They're like the firefighter, the dirty firefighter.
They're like, we did it and we covered it and we fixed it. We're the heroes.
That's right.
And then they rewarded themselves with like Pulitzers.
You're everything but heroes, and you deserve nothing that you've gotten. It is unreal. Absolutely unreal. What has finally come out? Your gut was right. Your instinct was right. Your eyes and ears did not lie to you. Your eyes and ears were right. Never not trust your instinct. Never not trust your gut. And never trust the mainstream media. Ever. Even the ones that you think you like. Because if you flip over to foxnews.com, there's not a story about it anywhere. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3. This is the Morning Extra. The Dems kept the government shut down for political purposes. You and I knew that, but MSNBC apparently did not, and they're pissed about it. Next on Extra.
The Morning Extra on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM.
Hey, good early morning. It's Los. Let's talk about True Prep because they are at it again with more in-store specials. Now, you got today, you got tomorrow to get after this. What do you got over at True Prep? They have the Glock 19 Gen 4 and the Glock 19X in stock and while supplies last. Now, I just went over to the website just to double check, trueprep.com. That's truprep.com. And yes, currently, both of those Glock models are in stock, but it's only going to last while supplies last. In addition to that, they have great deals on 15 and 33 round Glock 9mm magazines through tomorrow. Again, through tomorrow, that is November 12th. Other deals include the Radical Firearms AR-15 for only $399.99. And of course, when it comes to True Prep, they have the lowest prices on ammo that you're going to find in all of Atlanta. Check them out in store, 1000 Cobb Parkway in Marietta. That's where you're going to find True Prep. Or go online as well, truprep.com. That's truprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow with True Prep.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Tuesday, November 11th. The Atlanta Braves received some postseason love as catcher Drake Baldwin was named the National League Rookie of the Year after batting .274 with 19 homers and 80 RBIs last season. Oakland A's first baseman Nick Kurtz was a unanimous choice in the American League. The Atlanta Hawks are now above 500 after a 105-102 victory last night in LA over the Clippers. The team is off tonight before continuing the West Coast trip Wednesday night in Sacramento. And the next round of college football playoff rankings will be out tonight. That show begins at 7 p.m. Georgia opened up as the 5th-ranked team in the playoff field last week. Georgia Tech, they were off with the bye week. They remain in the playoff hunt. They were ranked 17th last week. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
More than intelligent, it's thoughtful. Not just spacious, it's sensuous and stylish. It's indulgent, yet outgoing. Foundationals to the GLC SUV is a turbo hybrid power, intelligent digital cockpit, and MBUX with routines. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 SUV. Just $549 per month for 36 months with $5,003 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration, now through December 1st. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through December 1st, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
It's November 11th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is Veterans Day, not to be confused with Memorial Day or Armed Forces Day. This day is meant to honor all those who have served in the armed forces. While Memorial Day honors the memories of those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the service of their country, and Armed Forces Day honors those who still actively serve the nation's military. Veterans Day also coincides with Armistice Day, which marks the end of World War I, which ended on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. Also on this date, in 1620, the Pilgrims made their first landing in America at Provincetown Harbor, Massachusetts. And in 1921, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is dedicated by President Warren G. Harding at Arlington Cemetery. If it's your birthday today, you share it with General George S. Patton, born in 1885, and author Kurt Vonnegut, born in 1922. I'm Tushar Saxena, and that's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
Fox on Tech.
OpenAI is warning that China could be on the road to winning the AI race because they're already surpassing us in new electricity capacity production. In a policy brief sent to the Trump administration, the company warns that China is building power infrastructure nearly 10 times faster than the U.S. That's why they're calling for the administration to work with the private sector to build 100 gigawatts of new energy capacity each year. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang said that the federal government reversal to a pro-energy policy under the Trump administration has been essential to their success. So when I asked about OpenAI's call, he agreed with the need for more capacity.
President Trump on first day has been very pro-energy growth. If not for that pro-energy growth perspective and that initiative, we would be in big trouble. There's no question about that. We need a lot more energy to sustain the growth of American industries.
For Fox on Tech, I'm Madison Allworth, Fox Business.
Need a break from all the political talk? Tune into Holy Crap It's Sports with Pete Davis every weekday at 5:20 on The Kimmer Show. It's your daily dose of what's hot in the sports world, from the field to the locker room, with Pete's unfiltered opinion and a side of laughs. It's smart, it's funny, it's sports with edge. Holy Crap It's Sports. Catch it at 5:15 only on The Kimmer Show on Extra 106.3.
Well, you know, the Democrats, they really had a plan. They were really thinking about, okay, we're going to resist. We're going to push back. We're going to be the resistance to Donald Trump and the Democrat Party, and all the voters are going to love us. And then they found out that none of that was true.
We have officially hit the oh crap moment for the Democrat Party, because we've talked about the Democrat Civil War, and now it's broken out. Go on to Blue Sky if you dare.
Do not. Just avoid it. Just take our word for it.
Read some of the Dem influencers, the left influencers, and we talk about the fight between the establishment Democrats and the far left portion of the party.
We played the audio of AOC yesterday when she was talking about the win in New York City. She was like, this is us getting rid of the old guard.
Okay, here's what she fails to understand. The establishment part of the Democrat Party is not a wallflower. They are significantly stronger in terms of money and influence than what's going on the far left. So a guy like Chuck Schumer, as much as they're sitting back and saying, let's primary Chuck controls all the money.
Well, and not only that, primary all the people that stepped across the lines.
Sure.
Yeah, they're talking about that too.
And guess what Schumer and the other Democrats will do? They'll make sure you can primary them all you want. They're going to make sure and back them with how much money is it going to take? Oh, look, you put together $1 million? Well, we'll put 10 behind our people. This is what's happening now. But I want to play something from MSNBC. And here's the important thing to take away from this. Remember, after Tuesday's win in the elections, where they're like, look how we won. We've got a mandate. We're fighting back against Donald Trump. Then within, not even a week?
Yeah.
They cave and get nothing out of 40 days outside of a promise of, we'll talk about a vote.
At which Jayapal was vehemently against I think we played it on Friday, when she was like, you must give us not an empty promise vote. They ended up.
They got an empty promise vote. They got an empty promise vote. They got the assurance that the 150,000 federal employees that are going to be fired, they get to hold on to their jobs till January 30th. That's what they got out of this. And in the meantime, Donald Trump got even more powerful. Got to put in more influence when it comes to SNAP benefits. Got to point out that so many of these subsidies and so many of this health care, these bonuses were basically being made available. It's not so much to the members that were in Obamacare, it's to illegals. And then to expose that, how about we hand the money straight to these people rather than going to the insurance companies? Well, then expose that the Democrats are really only in it for the insurance companies. So they have no cards. This is the moment when MSNBC figured that out.
It's strange, Dean, to go back to the original sort of part of this conversation of whether he is a good deal maker. I mean, in a way, it seems like the president is kind of getting what he wanted 40 days ago when all this started. He was out there saying that, this is all about Democrats trying to give health care to illegal immigrants. He just said that to reporters moments ago, repeated that refrain that Democrats had actually very successfully pushed back against. Then there's all this energy. In the wake of the election on Tuesday, the president made remarks saying basically, wow, Republicans are being harmed by all of this, acknowledging that he was on his back foot. And now here he is winning again? How did he do it?
The Democrats, I don't understand how a Democratic senator goes, wow, we won really big. Let me cave now. I don't understand. That makes no sense to me.
Well, maybe to Anthony's point, if they were cynical, like if we wanted just to hold this out until we get through the election, and then after the election, we got the wins.
It's because they hold no cards.
They got nothing, man.
They're wondering. They bought the propaganda. Hey, we just whooped Trump.
You elected blue officials in blue states.
You made them more powerful, and then you lost. You lost everything that mattered to you as far as let's make sure that these illegals get their health care.
The subsidies were all they cared about.
Let's take care of the insurance companies.
They got none of that.
Let's harm everyone and then they were surprised that the caving happened in largely what it comes down to, purple areas, and here's the other report. I'm going to be curious to see how this plays out. Because of all people, it was Jessica Tarlov who's been talking about it on Fox when she was on the 5. She's like, you can complain about these Democrat senators that stepped across. She's like, I'm hearing the other Democrats that were like, thank y'all for doing this.
Yeah, thank you for being brave enough to do it.
Because more of them wanted to jump ship on this thing. It was so damning to what was going on for them that they were actually within caucus thanking the Democrats that stepped across the aisle for this.
They saw the same things we saw with Harry Enton, sharing the numbers and how people perceived what was happening in the government shutdown.
This was largely about, again, just the political issues, but what it really came down to, Chuck Schumer's power. At the heart of it, all he could do to maintain his political clout was to keep the country shut down. This was, at the end, it's just about one man.
Yeah, it is.
And so now, they're going to go for his head, but just know, go with the king. You better not miss.
Yeah.
He's got all the money.
Yeah.
He's the one who gets to dole it out.
But you have to keep in mind, too, they're not raising a lot of money.
No, not like they were before.
The little bit of money, pardon me, the little bit of money that they do have all belongs to Chuck. He's got it all.
The establishment is not, again, they're not a wallflower. This isn't we'll just primary him. We'll primary these other people. This is when you find out where the real power is in Washington. It's very frustrating because when you've been there 30, 40 years, that's hard to get that person out of there.
And here's the other thing. You're going to have Republicans that are going to back him too and help out, lend a hand, because they've worked together for so many years. And then I'm going to serve my own interest as far as, the country and the Republican Party. It's better for us if he's in there.
See, we have found out for the longest amount of time. Yeah, listen, we're snuggled up to the Republicans as conservatives. They're holding hands with the Democrats.
Yeah.
All right, they look at us as like a surface nuisance they have to take care of. It's going to be the same thing with the far left portion of that party. They're going to think to themselves like, well, we're Democrats, so we're the ones taking charge. AOC's like, we're going to be in power. Oh, that establishment is going to kick your teeth in.
The only difference on our side is that Donald Trump, as being president, being the most powerful figure, he's the one that gives actual conservatives the leverage that they've never had before, because it was always establishment, and they, like you said, saw us as a nuisance.
So he's an outsider as much as we are.
They can't anymore. They have to deal with us. Morning Extra on Extra 106, but it's not that way because they don't have that pivotal figure in the Democrat side, in the Democrat Party. When we come back, the Democrats are now being called traitors for doing the right thing. Next on Extra 106.3, happy Veterans Day to you.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Extra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Hey, this is Tom from The Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed. Honesty is the best policy, and we guarantee it. Finally, a pre-owned car and truck buying process that you can trust.
Get an honest car buy from The Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers. My dad, Mike. Dad, what's the all-time best Christmas gift?
Diamond studs. Everybody needs a pair.
And ours don't break the bank. Real diamonds set in gold from just $275. And with D. Geller & Son's lifetime upgrade, get 100% of what you paid towards a bigger pair anytime for life.
We also have diamond jackets for $5.95 that go around the studs to instantly change the look.
So come spend the holidays with the experts at D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
The Dean's List with Janice Dean.
A pitcher from the Atlanta Braves who surprised a young fan after surgery makes today's Dean's List. 8-year-old Preston Gober Franz loves baseball, especially the Braves. He knows every player, with his favorite person being the pitcher, Spencer Strider. You can imagine his surprise and joy when Preston woke up from his 34th surgery in the hospital and got a visit from his favorite player. Preston was diagnosed with a rare brain condition that has contributed to so many visits to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. But the smile on his face said it all when Spencer Strider joined him in the hospital room after his surgery. Preston's family says the visit meant the world to him and is giving him strength as he faces the long recovery ahead. So many in the community have reached out to Preston to send him love and encouragement to keep up his fight. And special thanks to Spencer Strider for making his day in such a wonderful way. Janice Dean, Fox News.
This is Fox on Justice. 17 months in prison. That's how much Taruk Barzouk will get after pleading guilty to attacking a Jewish protester during the pro-Israeli demonstrations in New York City. Prosecutors say Barzouk, a 20-year-old Palestinian American, was charged with hate crimes, that he identified himself as a Jew hater, labeled Jews as worthless, and extolled Allah to get rid of Jews. Authorities say one of the Jewish protesters he punched was Roman Efremov.
I think it's disgusting. And I was wearing an Israeli flag. I was wearing my hat with the Israeli flag. I had my Jewish star out that I'm wearing. And it's just disgusting what he did. It was uncalled for.
In court, Brazuca apologized to the victims and said he hopes they can forgive him. I'm Eric Shawn, Fox News.
Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
It's day 42 of the government shutdown. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I am very, very happy to be able to say that we are coming to the end.
Senate Republican leader John Thune relieved after a final vote last night approved government funding through January 30th, with 8 Democrats who broke ranks with their party Sunday to end a long filibuster Sunday, joining Republicans again in favor of the plan.
The House vote to align with the Senate is expected to take place around 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So final passage will probably happen tomorrow night or early Thursday morning. And House Speaker Mike Johnson sounds optimistic the bill will pass.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera.
Senate Republicans promised in a side deal a separate vote in December on a health care bill, but Johnson says he can't guarantee a vote on ACA subsidies in the House, saying he has to build consensus among members.
Well, that's why many Democrats are upset they didn't get their demands met, that any funding include an extension of the Obamacare tax credits expiring at the end of the year. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries says that's unacceptable.
Tens of millions of Americans are about to experience dramatically increased health care costs.
Now, the bill does include funding for SNAP food assistance through next September as a legal battle continues during the shutdown, trying to keep the program funded. And while the shutdown continues, the flight troubles persist at airports, with another 1,100 plus cancellations and almost 600 delays this morning after over 11,000 affected flights yesterday. Amid issues with some air traffic controllers working without pay, not going to work, President Trump told Fox's Laura Ingraham,
"We should not have had people leaving their jobs." And what I basically did is say the ones that stayed, of which there were a lot of them, I'm sending them a $10,000 bonus.
Where's that money coming from?
I don't know. I'll get it from someplace.
It's Veterans Day, and Congressman Rich McCormick, a Republican, tells Fox,
"Thanks to all those who have served. It's about 5.5% of all of the American population has served at one time or another."
America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Can't afford to fill your grocery bags or gas tank? Fill your day with the best conservative talk for free by downloading the Extra 106.3 app wherever you download your apps.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Xtra at Extra 106.3. Oh, man. I remember when I watched Top Gun Maverick for the first time. We're walking into the theater. We got our popcorn, got our Coca-Cola. And I said, if they don't have Danger Zone in this song, in this movie, I'll hate it. And then sure enough, it started with it. Opening scene, I was like, let's go! From then on, I knew I was going to love that movie. There's just nothing better. Not a better military movie. I mean, maybe Patton, you know, but I love the Top Gun movies.
Well, if you're talking about bubblegum military movie,
Yeah, but it's great.
Turn your brain off, have some fun.
Great, dude.
It's not supposed to hit you in the way that, like, let's say, I don't know, Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
1917.
Band of Brothers.
You're supposed to question your entire life and the entire existence after Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Or Platoon.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Turn your brain off. Have fun.
I'd rather watch Top Gun.
Have you seen 1917?
I have not.
Oh my gosh.
Is it good?
That is an incredible film.
That's awesome.
Shot really amazingly.
Yeah. They made it look like it was all in one shot.
One continuous looking shot is the way they did it.
I don't understand what that means.
So there is no such thing as cut from one scene to the next.
Everything.
The mission is to cross an area and inform the next commanding officer, hey, if you don't get there in time, all these people are going to die. And so it's shot as one continuous shot.
Wow.
It looks incredible when you watch it. And
seems like it'd be really difficult to do, too.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you, and I don't know if Jure got the same thing, by the time you get to that ending, you're tired.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's a constant, like, you're on the move. You got to get there.
And do you feel like that? Like there's mental questions because you're talking about like Born on the 4th of July. You're questioning everything, right? Is it that too, or is it just the fact that it's so physical?
Mission. It's just the mission.
It really follows World War I trench warfare, what it was really like for those guys to go through that. And it like he said, it follows a messenger. He's like, you've got to get over to this other battalion, tell them to call off the attack because the Germans
they will slaughter them all.
Gosh, man.
And if I remember correctly, like his brother is in that battalion.
Yes.
So there's an investment of I got to get there.
There's two. They basically send two guys
with this message, and it's can they get there in time? It's phenomenal visually to see.
All right, I gotta
cinematography, just
I gotta watch that one.
The practical filmmaking of it. Even if you're not into war movies, it's like
if you know that it's shot that way.
Yeah,
and then it amps it up. Then you do notice it.
Yeah,
it's a 2-hour movie, and I think there are 2 cuts that they managed to hide with transitions.
Yeah,
but everything else is just. I mean, think about how you have to block that out for a 45-minute long shot.
Oh my gosh, it's
think about just the lighting.
Yeah,
to have, you're going to shoot a movie for probably 2 or 3 months, and now you're having to do it as one continuous shot. It's visually it's amazing.
13 hours was amazing, and I got to meet and host those guys, the 3 dudes from that movie. Unbelievable, their story.
That's a great one too,
dude. It is so good. What does it matter anyway? It just when all I could do.
They work in subtly the politics of what's going on.
Of course they do. Yeah,
like that's it. That is part of that movie is the politics that went into. You have a secret CIA base in Benghazi, and they're completely left behind because the Biden administration at the time was trying to win an election coming up in just about, at that point, they're like 40, 50 days out. They couldn't afford, after saying that they had the war on terror under control, to have an ambassador killed in a foreign country on the date of September 11th.
9/11.
And then to have a secret CIA base hit, and those Americans were left there to die.
And the 3 that made it out, they were on the set being advisors to that movie. They wanted it to be as accurate as they possibly could. And so those 3, Tonto and just all those guys.
Yeah. The way that they talked about, because I've heard them when they have done podcasts.
Yeah, they don't hold back.
First off, they don't hold back. Again, it's one of the great war movies that we've had in recent years. But to have them try and explain, no, I didn't do that. Mm-hmm. Okay, well let's redo
it then, because they wanted it to be deadly accurate. Obviously, American Sniper is another that's unbelievable.
That one's it's a hard watch.
Yeah, it is.
Knowing how that ends, it's a hard watch.
Yeah, it is. But so great at the same time. I bet I've seen it a dozen times over the years.
How you watched that? Okay, I've seen it one time in its entirety. I've probably watched it 3 or 4 other times when there's scenes on. That movie is a difficult watch. Like I just nope, can't.
And I understand why.
Yeah, and maybe just because like I wasn't living in Texas, but that was such a huge deal when it happened.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like the whole that area that I grew up and spent my college years in, essentially shut down.
Yeah,
it was this huge tragedy.
I hosted an event out near Athens with Taya Kyle for her. When she released the book, and to spend just a few minutes with her was unbelievable. So I think I have that, just maybe that connection with it. But yeah, it's gosh, so good. There's just movies like that because they're real. Because we talk about the bubble gum of Top Gun that makes you stand up and salute, and you love it, and they're just amazing. These are the ones that weigh you down.
Oh yeah.
But
make you think.
But in the most amazing way possible.
I thought one of the great movies of 20 years ago, and now we're getting there, was Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
In that the psychology of it was some people have a hard time rotating back to the world that they just can't.
Which, dude.
Like they thrive in that environment.
That is a reality.
And if you want to go old school.
Real.
You can watch it back from back in the day. I know that it's turned into a cartoon. The first Rambo movie.
Yeah.
And his speech at the end about how hard it was to come back to the world and how he was treated, that's the movie. Like that's a great portion of it.
Go back even further to The Deer Hunter.
Oh,
that's another dark one.
You're going way back.
That's one you watch maybe one time.
Yeah.
It's about enough.
I saw that one maybe in the military.
Young
so
Chris Walken.
Yeah, maybe 25 years ago. Yeah. Can I give you another one that's a little bit bubblegum, but a little bit good too? The Patriot.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I love that movie.
I do find it funny that
I watched that recently.
It's always right around Thanksgiving or Christmas. Somebody takes the final scene, and it's obviously with Mel Gibson, Australian, who's playing American Patriot.
Yep.
Obviously grabs the flag and leads the charge back against the British Army. And everybody turns to follow the flag to join him and basically rebuild the ranks. And it's hilarious when some people are like, this is me on Black Friday. This is me telling my family that this turkey's ready. This is me. And so it's like one after another, like this American patriotism.
I love it. I do love that movie.
The dog is a fine meal.
Yeah. Call me as corny as you want to, but I love that movie.
This, I think about our upcoming event that we have on November 20th. So if you enjoyed the golf event, we also have our casino night coming in conjunction with our sister station.
So much fun because you go in and play actual casino games. A casino company brings them in. There's actual blackjack tables. There are actual craps tables.
There's
actual
Hold'em.
roulette. Yeah,
Texas
everything.
Hold'em.
Real dealers.
It is a legit,
real dealers.
Absolutely. It's so much fun.
It's a lot of fun. And again, you're not losing your money.
No.
You're buying your way in, and you have a chance to win marketing opportunities. That's
up to
one of the big deals.
$50,000 in a marketing campaign.
You might have an endorsement deal with Tug Cowart by the end of the night. You never know.
Front office Lowe's.
Or me. We'll see. But the fun part about that is I'm going to be Mel Gibson for that night. I'm going to carry in my flag and be like, leading the charge, baby.
I've got a tomahawk I can bring in that you can carry along.
Let's do a little bit of drinking, a little bit of eating, a little bit of fake gambling, but still gambling, still fun.
Yeah, dude.
It's a great time.
The beauty is, and it's what you need to do, because we talked about this not that long ago, the fact that you're interested in craps but don't understand it and feel intimidated by it, which is unusual for you because you're usually...
I enjoy
really
table games, except for craps is the one that moves so fast. I don't want to be the person who makes mistakes.
But that's the beauty of this event, is that you can go over there and there's no yelling, there's no
they'll
screaming.
teach you.
They teach you. They physically teach you how to play the game. And so I learned doing a very similar thing, doing the St. Jude Radiothons over the years out in Memphis. And so it was the same setup. They would just teach you. So then when I get there, it's like a refresher. And you can take that knowledge wherever you want, but I hope you'll come and hang out with me and we'll play craps that night.
If you're interested, you can go over to 680thefan.com/casino. 680thefan.com/casino or biz, B-I-Z, at 680thefan.com.
So
either way, company can get involved. It's a ton of fun. It's a great time.
Can't lose.
November 20th. Coming around the corner.
And, dude, the location is amazing.
Oh, my God.
Motor Cars of Atlanta.
Man.
All those Lamborghinis and those, just the fanciest of cars there is.
I called my wife, I think 2 years ago.
Aston Martins and things.
And because I'd never seen a $150,000 car up close. I mean, everybody's seen here's 20,000, 30,000, 70,000, whatever. Now that some of the trucks are getting so nice that they're 100,000, but to see a McLaren and the sticker is like 185, I called my wife. I was like, if we sell this beach house,
we can get one
I
of
can
these.
buy one of these.
Yeah.
She's, of course, like, you're nuts.
You're
but those
crazy.
You see these, and some of them, they had a vintage Lamborghini Countach from the 80s.
Dude, the greatest car of all time.
I was just looking at that thing going, man, like that's I remember taking a picture next to one when I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah, so unbelievable.
So cool.
And some of those Lamborghinis, some of those Rolls Royces in there are the same price as my home when I bought it.
And
the same price
so
as my
you
home.
go in, you see all these great cars, and then you go up a few levels, and now you're playing, you're basically in this area with a back patio, and typically we've had a band in the past, a full band.
Yeah, sure.
So it's just a ton of fun.
Yeah, a friend of mine I goes to church with, he's the GM over at Motor Cars, and we would do Bible study, and I'd roll up in my old pickup truck, and he was rolling up in a Porsche, and he would roll up in a, like some crazy exotic car. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He was like, they let me drive them, so I do.
They let me drive them, so I do.
Brandon's a good dude, man.
Oh man, look at this. Okay, so I'm looking at their pre-owned inventory.
Okay, yeah.
And there's a 2025 McLaren GTS.
Yeah.
It has 2,900 miles on it. It is, and by the way, sale pending at $202,000.
Yeah. That's big time over there.
It's really cool.
So if you think you would like to do that, come out, see the cool cars, come out, potentially win your business a marketing package up to about $50,000. And then just play table games, play card games.
Hang out with us.
Hang out with the entire Dickey Broadcasting team. It is such a fun night. Come out to casino night. What was the 680thefan.com/casino?
680thefan.com/casino.
There you go.
Or biz at 680thefan.com.
And you won't lose. There's no losing.
There's no losing. Everybody walks away with something.
Right. Now, different for the Democrats. There's some losing to be had there.
I'll say this. I give credit to Angus King. Now, Angus King, I wouldn't know him from Angus Steak.
Dude, when I saw the video, I was like, who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
He looks like a principal at a middle school.
He does. Senator from Maine. And it took a moment because I'm not plugged into Maine politics. It's not on my radar.
Unless you're in Maine, nobody is.
And I started looking into it. And as it turns out, when it comes to representation and voting, Maine is pretty split down the middle.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
It's another one of those areas where there's just as many Republicans as Democrats in their state house, and just as much of their representatives. It's a mix. It's purple.
If it were casino night, I would have lost that bet.
Probably would have. But that's the representation in Maine. So here's Angus King, a guy from a state where it's typical. We've now seen the people that came across the aisle were typically from places that were pretty split. John Fetterman's been across for quite a while.
Oh, my God. He's led the charge.
It's amazing that we still, as vulnerable as he is, that John Ossoff was still being like, no. It's like, are you kidding? You're talking about the wrong time to be hardcore no.
Hey, good for us.
Yeah, good for us. It makes him more vulnerable. So this is Angus King. He goes on to the cable news networks, and he explains why they had to decide to end this shutdown.
Any good general, if the strategy isn't working, you change tactics, and particularly you change tactics if your own troops are at risk. And that's really what's happening here. There was collateral damage to the American people. At the same time, the goal wasn't being achieved. So we're going to change. We're going to change the narrative, and now we have a guaranteed vote within the next month on the ACA tax credits drafted by the Democrats that the majority leader has agreed to bring to the floor. That's a big deal, and it gives us a chance to put the Republicans to the test. Are you going to work with us on this issue or not? In the midst of the shutdown, they just weren't talking.
He points it out.
I don't want them to work with them at all.
They didn't accomplish anything.
No, that's exactly right. And let me tell you, that vote is going to fail.
He went on another network. He's like, all we did was make Donald Trump more powerful.
He recognizes it. He understands it.
He laid it out there.
But the crazy far left, they do not. And John Ossoff is falling in their camp.
It was a moment to explain this strategy is not working. All it's doing is hurting, in his case, the people that vote for him. And so you got to jump ship. And then, in order to, as you jump ship, to explain why the rest of you need to jump ship, it's we gave Donald Trump more power.
John Ossoff doesn't recognize it. Steve Scalise, though, he let John Ossoff have it. Listen to this.
Another Democrat said, Senator,
Ossoff's calculation is, quote, do I vote to open the government up and get crushed and can't raise a single dollar of low dollar money? Or do I vote to shut the government down and get $3 million from online fundraising? That's disgusting. Senator Ossoff is more concerned about getting low-dollar donations from maybe some donor in California who's going to click on an email and give him $100 for his reelection, and so he's causing suffering on tens of thousands of people in his home state of Georgia.
And that's exactly the way people felt about Jon Ossoff voting, because you brought it up a minute ago, the fact that he's chosen the wrong time to vote no when all of these other people have finally said, okay, we realize that we have this thing has been a complete failure. It's been a complete backfire. We've done nothing but politicize the shutdown. And Jon Ossoff, the most vulnerable, gets caught up. And this is an article, that quote come from thehill.com, a Democrat-friendly outlet. And even they were like, ooh, as they printed it, Jon Ossoff, should I open up the government and get crushed, or should I keep it closed and make some money? Boy, that's a bad way to be painted.
That's a bad way. It's a bad light to have pointed at you that you use this to fundraise?
Yes.
For your reelection?
That's exactly what he did.
While other people weren't drawing a check?
The folks at the FAA, those air traffic controllers, and many of them former military that are air traffic controllers, a bunch of guys that I served with that were operations specialists, became air controllers, eventually rolled over into that field of air traffic control. So there's probably a bunch of veterans in there too. Jon Ossoff made a really, really poor decision. We know it. The left knows it. And I bet he knows it right now.
Well, again, he's the most vulnerable senator in the entirety of the country.
And that just made him weaker.
It's going to require you all to make it so.
Can I go back to Angus King just for a second?
Yeah.
Because I thought that was the guy that played guitar at AC/DC that 680.
Angus Young, sir.
So he said Angus King, and I was like, wait a minute. Is that the guy?
He wears the kid outfit?
He's got that little schoolboy, does that little kick across the stage. You see that guy? Once I looked him up and saw his picture, I was like, oh, that's a totally different guy. Turns out it's not the guy that 680 The Fan, our sister stations, give tickets away to see at Mercedes-Benz Stadium next August, which we don't have any tickets. I don't know if anybody's noticed this. I would love to have tickets for you, but we don't have any. Maybe one day, Los. Maybe one day. Maybe we can talk Neil Bortz into asking the powers that be, hey, hook these guys up with tickets to give their listeners. I bet they'd love to see AC/DC. We'll just maybe ask Neil Bortz about it next. Talkmaster joins us on Extra 1063.
Extra 1063 is Atlanta's home for NASCAR, and we have live races every weekend from across the country. Check out extra1063.com for the full schedule and join us this weekend for live NASCAR action.
Oh, Lord, it's 27 degrees. You heard me right. Not 72. I'm not dyslexic. 27 degrees outside. Those told me earlier had the faucet stripping, so did we, because it makes sense. The beauty is, when the home is nice and comfy, cozy, you don't worry about it as much. You maybe just open the cabinet doors, let that warm air that's circulating through your house because you're a customer of Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Chuck and his team making sure that your house is perfectly warm. And you don't worry nearly as much about those frozen pipes in the house, at least. And you can get that same service. You can get that same comfort, that same peace of mind with Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Right now, they're offering you a great deal. This is only for a limited time, as you might imagine, because it is a really good deal. Up to $2,100 in rebates and 60 months, 0% financing with approved credit. You get both, and a brand new Carrier system that delivers dependability, efficiency, and comfort that your family deserves. Central and Carrier, they've set the standard for heating and cooling. Not that you need cooling right now, but they've done that for 3 generations, and now you can get a great deal. Here's the thing. Call them up. You won't get automation, which I think is so important because there's nothing that irks me, nothing that drives me more crazy than calling somebody and being passed around press 1 for this, 2 for that, and then you have to listen to 20 different prompts to make sure you get the right one, and then, Lord, if you miss it, then you got to go back through and listen again. You won't get that at Central. 770-GET-HEAT. You will speak to someone that has a pulse, that is alive on the phone. 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com.
Thousands of veterans across Georgia are missing out on the benefits they've earned through their service. The Warrior Alliance is changing that by connecting veterans and their families to life-changing resources and support. Tune into the Warrior Alliance Network, our podcast and radio show dedicated to helping veterans succeed after service. Join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. on Talk Radio 106.3 to hear inspiring veteran stories, discover free programs, and learn about career opportunities available to you. Subscribe to the Warrior Alliance YouTube channel today.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
It's the season of giving, and Jim Ellis Chevrolet is giving you more reasons than ever to go electric.
Shop Jim Ellis Chevrolet this holiday season and enjoy substantial year-end savings across their entire EV lineup, including the all-new Chevy Blazer EV, the versatile Equinox EV, and the powerful Silverado EV.
With a large selection of in-stock EV models and a buying process that's quick, easy, and convenient, there's never been a better time to make the switch to electric.
Whether you buy or lease, you'll find exceptional year-end offers designed to make driving a new electric Chevy more affordable than ever.
Start or complete your entire purchase online. Jim Ellis Chevrolet can even deliver your new vehicle right to your home. So plug into something new this season and let Jim Ellis Chevrolet make your holiday brighter.
Limited time holiday savings are available now at Jim Ellis Chevrolet. Visit JimEllisChevrolet.com or stop by Jim Ellis Chevy on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter.
Jim Ellis Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Fox Rocks.
I'm Monica DeLuca. Cyndi Lauper has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The legendary singer also performed an emotional tribute to the LGBTQ community with her song, True Colors. The Rock Hall also honored Outkast, Bad Company, Chubby Checker, Joe Cocker, Soundgarden, and more. 21 Pilots performed Seven Nation Army as a tribute to the White Stripes being inducted. Sound courtesy of Disney+. Salt and Peppa was also honored for musical influence, and Carol Kay for musical excellence, among others. You can stream the ceremony on Disney+, while a primetime shortened version will air on ABC New Year's Day. That's Fox Rocks on Fox News.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Tuesday, November 11th. Partial payments may soon be delivered to over 1 million Georgia residents who rely on SNAP benefits. The Georgia Department of Human Services issued a directive saying SNAP recipients who have already missed a payment will receive 65% of their normal monthly payment by the end of the day today. All others will receive the payment on the regularly scheduled distribution dates. The final decision comes later today after the Supreme Court meets. Flight cancellations and delays continue at the world's busiest airport. Monday saw over 500 delays and nearly 250 cancellations at Hartsfield-Jackson due to the FAA's 10% reduction in air traffic. Experts say to plan ahead if you're traveling, and it will take about a week to normalize once the shutdown is over. And state officials warn drivers to be extra careful on the roads this week, especially during morning and evening hours. The peak of deer mating season is underway in Cherokee, Cobb, Fulton, and Gwinnett counties and lasts into next week. Deer have a higher tendency to unexpectedly run out into the road during this time. Today's weather's sunny but cold with a high of 47, but we'll get back to 70 by Friday. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Goodness gracious, this is the one thing that's making this cold Tuesday worth getting out of bed and getting up. Neil Morse, the Talkmaster, joins us. How are you, sir?
Well, the heat in this condo works. Probably the first time in 3 or 4 years I've had to turn on the heat.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's chilly where you are.
Last week was the first time, too.
Yeah, 41 degrees. I love it.
You love 41 degrees?
Oh, yeah. I'm a cold weather person.
I'm a big fan. We're in the 20s right now, and Tug can't stand it.
No, I despise it. I'd rather get hit by a car.
No, we can arrange that.
How much, sir?
I wish you hadn't brought that up, however.
Which part?
The get hit by a car thing.
Why is that?
Oh, I put a scrape on the Toad.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Boy, that's tough.
Yeah.
How'd you go about doing that?
Well, I was, I don't usually, in the parking garage, I don't usually park it in this space between two columns. This time I did, so I put a scrape on the driver's door. I don't put scrapes on things. I'm really bummed out about that.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, and people are saying, Bortz, you jerk. I mean, is that something to get? Yeah. Because I had to tell Donna I did it.
Well, yeah, that's the worst part. That's the most stinging part right there.
You have to go upstairs and admit to it.
Yeah, I got to tell you something, honey. And she's thinking,
she's still on the Murphy bed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
So, anyway, you haven't mentioned in the time I've been listening to you and all this stuff about movies, and not one of you mentioned The Longest Day.
No, that one's a quality one as well. That one's good, too.
Patton and The Longest Day were the two best for me, but then I haven't seen all these movies. I've never seen Saving. Is that the one?
Saving Private Ryan.
Wait, is that the one with the continuous shot?
No, that's 1917.
No, I haven't seen them.
It's worth it.
Well, now
movie.
You got something. Maybe
13 hours is another really good one too.
Oh, good.
I just what's the last movie I saw? Oh, it was that thing on TV about the House of Dynamite or something like that.
House of Dynamite. I believe I've missed that one, Neil Bortz.
Yeah, it's streaming on I don't know, Netflix, something like that. It's a pretty good movie, but the whole thing is about all of a sudden a nuclear missile has been launched from somewhere in the Pacific. Nobody knows who launched it. They figure out it's headed for Chicago, and there's probably no way we can stop it, and it just goes on from there.
Well, that's tough news there. You know what, though? But that kind of makes me think of this real-world scenario that I read about in the Daily Caller. Maybe you did, too, that there is a trailer park next to an Air Force base that houses our B-2 bombers. Guess who it's owned by? The Chinese.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they have the ability to do all kinds of things. I mean, can you imagine the information that they're able to pull if they owned and parked maybe some Chinese nationals in there, because there's plenty here in the United States of America. They've been bringing, fungi and funguses all the way up to the University of Michigan, working on those. There's all kinds of things that are happening under the radar.
Swalwell's little girl,
Fang, yeah.
No, I thought her name was Wham Bam.
It is now.
It should have been.
But anyway, and then ever been on Grand Bahama Island, the Our Lucaya Resort?
I've never. That's big timers.
No, it's for big timers.
Well, it's owned by the Chinese.
Well, I hope I never go there.
And the ports at both ends of the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
Operated by
the Chinese.
The Chinese.
And then a bunch of the crane companies and companies that operate the ports in the United States. So there are a Chinese connection there too.
I believe they have. I believe they have a pretty good operational hold on a lot of those.
That's frightening. Right? That should be the most frightening, because I'll be honest. As much as it is intimidating to think about a nuclear launch, it seems more likely that it would happen inside the United States and be more effective if they did that. Be less detectable.
Well, I think that there's a difference between security and then economic security, and they're at least threatening you in both ends. Mm-hmm. But this economic security, I also find it to be one of the things we don't talk about. As you pointed out, when you have Chinese students that are running around this country with different, what could be potential biological weapons, why do you think they're doing that?
Yeah, it ain't for research. We learned that during COVID.
Well, I don't see the United States as putting up an effective bulwark against Chinese dominance.
No, and Donald Trump got asked about this yesterday in terms of the amount of Chinese students that are in this country.
Yeah, I think it's a real contest between the U.S. and China is inevitable. I hope it's not military. I hope we got some things going on that aren't even dreamed about by the rest of us. But by the way, on the shutdown thing, don't you? On the one hand, don't you love the thrashing that the Democrats took on this?
I love the fact that they if you want to talk about exacerbating the civil war within that party, by the time that you had the vote come down and Chucky Schumer's upset and the far left end is upset and the establishment end is trying to say, hey, we had to do this, they're now all at each other's throats. And I'm just sitting back here with the popcorn, Neil, just watching it all and enjoying it.
Well, there's two outcomes you might want to discuss this sometime. One, a good outcome. This may enable Georgia to get rid of that void surrounded by a sphincter muscle named John Ossoff.
Yes, because he sat back and was
and he is the most vulnerable in the entirety of the country.
And his words, or at least from thehill.com, their insiders say he was like, well, what do I do? Do I shut down the government and, able to fundraise, or do I open it up and get crushed?
What about donations?
Yeah, that's right. And 3 million's the number I hear.
The other one, though, is say hello to Senator Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah, that's going to... Now, here's what I keep going back to, Neil.
Yeah.
There is going to be the big money behind Schumer because he's been there forever. He's going to have the backing of so much of his state. He's going to have the big money donors. I think this really comes down to, is there going to be a big push for AOC to take that spot? And if there is, does Schumer have enough money to defend himself?
Well, was there big money behind Cuomo fighting Mondani?
Sure,
yeah.
but
okay. Well, how what did that do for him?
But also, you're talking about when it came right down to it, you had a decision between a communist or somebody who killed thousands during COVID.
Oh,
it was bad versus bad.
It wasn't like, hey, it's good versus evil. It was bad versus bad.
That's right.
I forget the name of that bulky blonde weather girl at Fox News, who's I think
Janice Dean.
Janice Dean.
Yes. Nice lady. I didn't mean to call her bulky.
Well, you did,
but I did.
And I don't think she's not bulky.
I mean, you could have said buxom.
Yeah, you could have just said really nice lady.
Really nice lady who does the weather in the morning.
But in a heartbeat, she would have cut.
Yes, would have
Cuomo's throat.
Yes,
but understandable. And in case somebody listening doesn't understand, she lost both of her in-laws during the COVID shutdown, and with Cuomo sending people back to
because of his policy.
Yeah, the policy sending those people back to old folks' homes.
Did I just say something about cut her throat? I gotta listen, guys. Somebody's got to explain something to me. I don't like tattoos. Okay.
Well, what's that got to do with cutting people's throat and Janice Dean?
It does. Let me tell you. You got to let me finish this off,
please.
Sleeve tattoos are just a absolute joke. I do not understand it. Why do you want to put all this graffiti on your body that's just going to look like a garbage dump by the time you reach old age? I don't get it. But I went to one of our favorite little breakfast joints around here. And Donna and I enjoy going out for breakfast. And a new server. I notice I said server. I'm not so
Look
dense.
at you, Mr. Politically Correct.
Yes, I'm being politically a new one.
They're not stewardesses anymore either.
Yes, I know. A lovely, sweet little blonde chick.
Boy, you're walking on the high wire today, aren't you?
But anyway, around her neck, and if ever there was a cause for turtlenecks, this is it. Around her neck was a dotted line around her neck, and underneath it tattooed the words "cut here."
Oh, wow.
Yes, probably a history of mental illness at one point.
Seems likely.
Yeah, it will take away your appetite. I get it, but I will say I'm not bothered most of the time by tattoos. I am with you on the nose rings. Like that's an instant, all right, I'm not really interested in looking at you or paying attention to you or eating my meal around you.
Well, there's one restaurant I just can't go back to because I told the hostess who was kind of facing away from me,
I can't wait for this.
We don't want a server with nose jewelry. And she turned around and looked at me, and here's this damn thing sticking out of her nose. And so that worked out. So Donna says, well, that's great. Now we can't go back here anymore.
I just think they're so cliche.
Well, and it's also an age thing. Because you can't be, in my opinion, you can't be the 35, 45-year-old woman with the nose ring. You better be the 22-year-old girl with the nose ring.
Think about where it came from.
Yes. Tell them.
It's either cattle, so that you can put a clip on it and lead them around, or it's for pigs to keep them from rooting around in the garden and destroying your fruits and vegetables.
Because when they root, they mess up everything.
Oh, they do. I mean, you ought to see these javelinas, these no-neck pigs on golf courses out there in Arizona. But then you mentioned mental problems. I mean, have you noticed that every time Thugtavius or anybody commits a crime out there, what is the first thing you hear from their family? Oh, they have mental problems. They suffer from mental problems. It is the go-to standard excuse for anybody that commits a violent act against anybody else. Oh, they have mental problems. Oh, he's off his meds. And just that's the script, just like this. Yeah, just like the script after the police apprehend you and handcuff you. What's the script there? Well, there's 3 things. I didn't do nothing. That's always there. And I can't breathe. I can't breathe. They're sitting there. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And then the cops just don't want to say anything. One of them finally, shut up.
See, this is why I appreciate the guys that ended up stealing from the Louvre, because those were gentlemen thieves. They were doing it in a way that's like Ocean's 11, pretty cool sort of story. Gentlemen thieves. It didn't work out, but they weren't going to claim mental illness. They were going to claim we're trying to steal like millions of dollars in jewels.
And I wasn't hurt by it, so I kind of admired it.
Yeah, listen, they got caught. I'm not saying that I appreciate crime. I'm just saying that if you're doing it without a gun and you're being kind of sneaky, it kind of makes for a cool movie or a story.
And it sneaky? How sneaky is putting on a vest and riding a cherry picker up the side of the building?
They look like they were there for maintenance.
That's very, very sneaky.
It's a wild story.
Well, I back in the days when I worked at Rich's. Okay, you don't even know what Rich's is.
No, what is that? I don't.
Rich's department store. That's where the Pink Pig was for years.
Know.
You don't. Oh my!
Well, but Los didn't grow up here. Los grew up in Texas.
I was in Texas.
I was
you
up
told me if you worked at Dillard's, I'd be like, oh, I know where that is.
Hey, audience, these guys don't know.
Hey, don't hit them with these guys. I just told you Rich's was downtown and had Penelope the Pink Pig.
God. Anyway, my first job in Atlanta, was the assistant buyer, fine jewelry, Rich's department store, which was interesting. But anyway, I got into a conversation with some people there, and I said, all you have to do, and you can get away with anything if you look and act like you know what you're doing.
No, that's right. I think.
And no, you can. I said,
yeah, that's true.
You want a little bet? Let's have a little bet. I can walk over to the store for homes right now, which was across that bridge, and on the other side of whatever the hell street that is, Spring. I can walk over there right now, pick up a portable TV, come back over here, and put it in my car. No, you couldn't. Yeah, I could. Okay, we'll watch you. So I walked across the street, over the bridge, walked into the TV department, picked up a portable TV. I'm not wearing, there's no name tag, nothing. I just said to the cashier there, this is the TV we need over in the carpet department for that display. Picked it up and walked away. Nobody stopped me.
Yeah.
You just have to look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, do it with confidence.
Yeah, that's a problem with thieves today and a lot of other people, politicians. Well, you don't know how to look or even act like you know what you're doing.
Well, that's how Tug makes it backstage at every big show. He just acts like he knows and acts like he's supposed to be there.
And look at your phone a lot.
Well, that's a good, you couldn't do that back then, of course.
No, I know, but now you can.
I was such a dork in high school. I was such a nerd in high school that I got a telephone handset. You know, the thing that goes in the cradle on the phone?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the coil on it. Mm-hmm. And I just took the handset and the coil, and I took the coil and I fastened it down next to the seat in my car, and I drive around acting like I was...
like you're James Bond?
Why? Why'd you do that?
Well, I'm just desperately looking for something to be cool about.
Some attention a little bit.
Yeah. So I did that until my dad found the phone. He just, Yeah. What's this? Oh, never mind. That's just,
Nothing, Daddy. It ain't nothing.
Okay. Tell me something. Now that I guess these people, these loads are going to get put back on full food stamp benefits now?
Yeah.
That's why are they all fat? Why are all of the women, I can't feed my babies, I need to feed my... Why are they all not just plus size? They're just, blubbery fat. Why?
All right, so I do have a theory on this.
Yeah.
And this is
there's not enough flour out there for these girls.
I have brought this up, Neil, and here's my only thing I can think of. Because for years it's been, if you want to eat healthy, it's going to cost you more. Now I don't believe that to be the case. What I believe is that when they're loading up with that $1,000 cart, which is what you always hear about each month, the $1,000 cart, they are much more happy to buy Fruit Loops and soda rather than to actually eat healthy. And I did the math on it. If you're telling me $1,000, it's $9.94, is what a family of 4 that has these SNAP benefits gets in the lower 48. That's about 35 to 40% more than my family spends on groceries as a family of 4. You got to buy a whole lot of trash food to fill up $1,000 every single month.
Oh, and also they're going to go, since they're on SNAP and food stamps, we already know that they don't have what you would call a great work ethic.
No, I wouldn't imagine so.
No. Okay, so why buy food that takes work?
Yes, that's... Okay, there's another part of it.
Frozen pizzas.
You can buy fresh vegetables, fresh fruit. The problem is that you then have to actually prepare it.
Yeah.
And that's not easy enough. That's not quick enough. Ain't nobody going to do that.
No, these are not people that want to. Oh, neither one of you picked up on my flour thing a while ago.
No. Sometimes we just let it lie.
Let it move.
Okay.
Let it move. Listen, you work like a hummingbird. I don't have to point it always out there.
Okay, so you just kind of let that one slide by.
Yes, sir.
And you were thinking, Neil, don't pay it off. Don't pay it off.
That's right. Neil get us all in trouble.
But there's a reason why. We saw some of the numbers. There's a reason why the average sized woman versus a woman who is on SNAP benefits. This is what Adam Carolla had. The SNAP benefit beneficiary in this country right now is about 60 pounds heavier than a woman who's not.
Well, there's a solution. It's politically difficult, but prison loafs. These people need to be prevented from buying that kind of food with government money.
And by the way, none of them are going to starve. I've watched Naked and Afraid. None of them are going to starve.
Lowe said you'll last for weeks.
But
months.
They have a way for feeding prison inmates who are problematic. They give them these loaves of food, totally, absolutely nutritious, but not fun to eat. That's what the fat mamas need to be getting on their SNAP benefits.
Well, maybe one day, Neil, but not anytime soon, I'm guessing.
Well, I'm not going to live to see it, so y'all have fun.
Thanks for leaving it in my lap, Neil.
Yeah,
thanks for the bounce pass. We
save the country. I'm through.
Yes.
There's a golf course waiting.
Yeah, that's right. Neil's like, I've done my service to my community.
And thank goodness I don't have a bag of Martha White in the cabinet.
Neil Lawrence is the talk master.
Thank you, Neil.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you. When we continue on Xtra 106.3, the lessons we learned from the Schumer.
Keep it moving.
From the Schumer shutdown. Avoid.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Tuesday, November 11th. The Atlanta Braves received some postseason love as catcher Drake Baldwin was named the National League Rookie of the Year after batting .274 with 19 homers and 80 RBIs last season. Oakland A's first baseman Nick Kurtz was a unanimous choice in the American League. The Atlanta Hawks are now above 500 after a 105-102 victory last night in LA over the Clippers. The team is off tonight before continuing the West Coast trip Wednesday night in Sacramento. And the next round of college football playoff rankings will be out tonight. That show begins at 7 p.m. Georgia opened up as the 5th-ranked team in the playoff field last week. Georgia Tech, they were off with the bye week. They remain in the playoff hunt. They were ranked 17th last week. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Experience luxury like never before behind the wheel of a brand new Cadillac from Jim Ellis Cadillac.
From the iconic Escalade to the innovative electric Lyriq, Jim Ellis Cadillac offers the models you know and love, along with the latest in luxury EVs.
And the buying experience just as luxurious as the Cadillac name itself. With great prices, a great selection, and a team of knowledgeable sales associates, you'll love shopping at their showroom conveniently located on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter.
Prefer to shop from home? Visit JimEllisCadillac.com, where you can browse all the latest offers and even start or complete your entire purchase online with the Jim Ellis Expressway.
Want to try before you buy? Schedule an at-home test drive and enjoy the convenience of home vehicle delivery. Luxury is waiting. Experience it today at Jim Ellis Cadillac. Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
Ho, ho, holy cow. Family and friends are coming for the holidays, and you need some projects done around the house before they arrive. Relax. We've got you covered. Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia from the Trusted Toolbox. With our handyman for a day deal, we can knock out all those projects you've been putting off for months. From plumbing issues and painting to flooring, fencing, trim work, and much, much more. So get your home ready for the holidays and call us at 770-623-3097, or you can always book it online at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
As the left's agenda continues to fail, the whining will only continue to get louder.
I will not stop today. I will not stop tomorrow.
Meanwhile, Extra 106.3 will continue to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Support our veterans and first responders and be the voice of your community when it matters most. Proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Download the app so you can listen live and on demand. 404-741-1230 at Extra 106.3 across the social media platforms. Glad that you're here because you can learn. There's things you can learn by listening to the show that you won't learn on other networks, on other radio stations, other websites. We try to lay down a little bit of knowledge, and we try to lay down discussions that you won't hear anywhere else. And now it's time to learn, what did we gather? What was the lesson from the shutdown?
The most encouraging item that I believe that we got the data when it came to who was receiving what in this country. And it created a steel spine for the Republicans that not only drew independents, but also drew moderate Democrats. Now, I'll give you the numbers. We found out, as far as the people that were drawing welfare in this country, SNAP benefits and everything else, the largest percentage of them, 59%, were illegal headed households. 59% of the people that were drawing these benefits were not supposed to be here. Now, if you just make a comparison to regular Americans, it's 39%. So,
but I was told, Los, that illegals couldn't get benefits anyway.
No. We found
How many times has that been said?
Has that been said? It's been a talking point that no matter what you point out, whether it's an illegal saying, hey, I got a free hotel room, they gave me a card, here's a phone. These are all benefits. And yet the left is always like, nope, not going, not listen to it. Nope. It's like, nope, this is what was happening. And that is why the hard left lost. They lost because of this. And so I said, like, what did we take away from this? We learned that because of illegal immigration and the benefits that were being given to people that were not supposed to be here, moderates on the Democrat side actually wanted to stand with us. Independents were already standing with us, and we were the ones that didn't cave. Now this continues to now be what I believe is going to be the area where the left is, once the left is done battling each other.
Well, we'll see when that ends.
Then they're going to be coming around looking at a coalition that, as long as we continue to talk about immigration, it's the one area where the polling has not changed. And when you start pointing out to everyday Americans, hey, I know you're grinding your butt off 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week. This person who just got here, who walked across the border during the Biden administration, here's what they're getting. And that infuriates people. That causes them to show up and vote. That causes them to become active.
Why wouldn't it?
And it works across the aisle.
Why wouldn't it? You work your tail off. That money is taken from your check without your permission. You don't have a choice. You don't get to say, no, I don't want to fund that. Maybe I'm in for the roads. I'm in for the infrastructure. I understand why we have taxes, but I'm being taxed to death. And when I find out 59% of people that were collecting of the 44 million?
44 million. From the SNAP benefits jumped from 17 million to 44 million under the Biden administration, because how many people did we bring here?
Dude, there's a difference in I'm willing to help. I'm willing to give a hand up. Maybe you donate to charity. Maybe you don't have any other choice here, and the money is going to something that is not a hand up. It is a complete handout from cradle to grave.
This is going to be our strength moving forward. This is going to be the hill that they cannot fight us on. This will be the area that's going to rally everyone to it. Whenever the left wants to talk about, oh, this is healthcare, be like, you not only have you made the healthcare system totally screwed up, but then you're also giving away a bunch of money from Americans who actually worked for it. And
defend that.
And remember, we're 2 weeks removed from you had the labor unions, even the government ones, that were like, end this thing, Democrats. They have lost the working people in this country. Drive it home.
Completely lost the working people. And you see the defections over and over again. And you will continue to see those defections as long as the Democrats make decisions like this. And they will. It's what they're married to. It's like they're addicted to poor decisions. When we come back on Extra 106.3, The View is turning on Chuck Schumer over his shutdown. Next on Extra.
Time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Is there a small part of your brain not occupied with pro football or Sydney Sweeney that might be slightly curious as to why so many young people found themselves on the Zohan Mondami socialist communist bandwagon last week in New York? Well, Alicia Finley, writing in the Wall Street Journal, I think has a pretty good explanation. It's college grade inflation. Colleges are graduating a mob of young people who lack any hard or even soft job skills. The CEO of Palantir, and no, I don't know what that is quoted as saying, I think the average Ivy League graduate voting for this mayor is highly annoyed that their education is not that valuable, and the person down the street who knows how to drill for oil and gas and who moved to Texas has a more valuable profession. Nailed it. Finley writes that even as employers complain about a dearth of qualified workers, a growing college-educated proletariat can't find jobs they want to work. They believe their degrees aren't being adequately rewarded by the free market, and they blame capitalism. These college graduates feel indignant about employer demands. They don't want to work. After all, they have degrees from Harvard, where A's account for 60% of the grades, or Yale, where 80% of the grades were A's or A minuses. These amazing grades in their colleges and universities, and they can't get a good job? It's capitalism's fault. And there's the attraction of Mamdani. Fun to watch and tragic at the same time. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
This is Atlanta's new home for Fox News, Extra 106.3 FM.
Hey, this is Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. So things are deceiving sometimes, and it's hard to explain how much money I can really save you. I've saved people upwards of $20,000 and $30,000. I mean, it really depends on the year, the make, the model of the car, and the price of the car. You know, in a $15,000 car, I can't save you $20,000. I mean, let's be realistic. We can probably save you $2,000 or $3,000, but it's through the course of the whole sale. The big one here that people don't realize, the financing. You go into the dealership, they tell you your rate's 9%, or really it's probably 7% because they're allowed to make 2 points on there. We found a better way for customers to buy a car, an honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee. We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal. So the beauty of what we do is we don't put you on a car that we have to sell. We put you on a car that you want. And at the Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car. Call 1-844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air.
It took 41 days for this to happen. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
On this vote, the ayes are 60. The nays are 40.
The Senate finally approving the funding that would reopen the government. And Republican Senator Lindsey Graham praised on Fox the Democrats who broke a filibuster Sunday and voted with him again.
You had 8 senators like Senator Fetterman who put the country ahead of party, and I cannot thank him and the other 7 enough. They did the country a great service.
By doing that, Democrats did not get what they demanded in the bill, extending Obamacare subsidies that expire at the end of the year, making coverage more expensive for millions of Americans.
The left is fuming at Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, even though he did not cave and vote yes. Democrats say they will stick to their demand for credits to offset the cost of health care. Senate Majority Leader John Thune promises a health care vote in December, but there is no guarantee from House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Now, President Trump tells Fox's Laura Ingraham Republicans are working on this plan.
Where the people buy their own health insurance, it's so good. The insurance will be better. It'll cost less. Everybody's going to be happy.
Tomorrow, the House is expected to pass the bill to fund the government through January. It would also fund the military and SNAP food assistance through next September. But until that's approved and signed into law, air travel remains difficult with nearly 1,200 flights canceled today, 600 plus delayed. Air traffic controllers, some still calling out sick.
We're learning that 5.2 million passengers have been affected by these disruptions of the government shutdown since October 1st.
And Fox Business Network's Kelly Saberi also reports from Chicago's O'Hare Airport that shutdown's affecting future flights too.
The sale of Thanksgiving week flights has also slowed. In the first week of November, Cirium says that number of people shopping for their Thanksgiving tickets has significantly dropped.
It's a chilly Veterans Day for a lot of Americans. Freeze warnings across the South, Texas to Florida to the Carolinas. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
For hourly Fox News updates and the best in conservative news and talk, keep it on Xtra 106.3 or download the Xtra 106.3 app.
Offering a hand salute to all of our veterans on this Veterans Day. Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Xtra 106.3.
Can I offer you more than that?
Why, yes, you can.
Now, for our veterans out there, including you, Tug Cowart.
Yes, sir.
Right now, you have a deal through Taco Mac where you get 6 free wings today.
Okay, I do love wings.
So you can go to each location. You have Publix that's offering a deal, 10% off of your groceries.
If
you're a veteran.
I just like the idea of going to 5 different Taco Macs and loading up on wings.
Isn't it awesome?
No, that would come on. Nobody's going to do that. It's terrible.
If you go to IHOP, there's a free red, white, and blue blueberry combo.
Okay, all right, love IHOP.
If you decide to head over to Chili's, you get a free entree.
Barbecue sauce.
Cracker Barrel, a free sunrise pancake special.
Okay.
If you head on over to Starbucks, free brewed coffee. And most notably, too, at Red Robin, a free Red's Big Tavern burger and fries.
There you go. Isn't there a Red Robin up?
Over off 13.
Yeah, 13, yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts, you get a free donut.
Okay, there you go.
Did you mention Applebee's?
Yes, Applebee's has one as well.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I want my baby back. I know all the jingles.
Applebee's they have a free meal entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. Golden Corral, I don't know if they still do this, but I think they do, and there's not many of those around anymore. You know, COVID killed off a bunch of them.
Free thank you meal.
Dude, they've been doing it for years and years. When I was working country radio up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, we would do our entire day broadcast from morning all the way through the like 7 o'clock in the evening. And it was just to invite veterans to come to the location and eat free. All veterans eat free.
Chipotle, free entree.
Hitting that chocolate fountain.
Buffalo Wild Wings, free 10-piece boneless wings and fries.
Come on.
So you got some options.
Yeah, dude, there's a bunch
Day.
out there. And
a lot of thank yous out there.
So kind of those places to recognize our veterans and the sacrifices that are made. I got to tell you, man, it was my honor to serve.
You can eat like a SNAP member today.
Buddy, let me tell you something. Go have an extra look. Go get an extra layer.
Put on 2 pounds. Right. You have to reach out to your trainer and be like, I'm sorry.
I went crazy on
Veterans Day.
I went by 10 different, what was it, Dunkin' Donuts? Is that what
Dunkin'
it was?
Donuts, another one, free donut.
Yeah, I went by 10 different Dunkin' Donuts. Got me 10 donuts. I'm feeling it today.
It's one of the funniest things. So there's a friend of mine who works down the hall, and he used to probably be about 330 pounds. He's now maybe like 180. So he dropped all the weight. Our friend Chuck Oliver.
I don't think I realized he was that heavy.
He was that big.
Wow. He looks great now.
Yeah,
I know whatever he's done is
he's
great.
gotten his life in order when
he don't even eat ketchup anymore because it got sugar in it.
It's got sugar in it.
Yeah.
So he was addicted to the sugar. He got off of that, but he jokes around that if he was ever to fall off the wagon for a day, what he would do is buy a dozen donuts just to have in his car. Just drive around and reach and grab a donut.
Homer Simpson style.
He's driving around. And it's time for another donut. No. Just reach into his bag, grab the next one of the dozen.
I do like a donut about once a year. Yeah, but that's about it.
It's a lot of sugar to me.
It is. It's a whole lot of sugar. About once a year, though, somebody will bring some in here and I'll cave. Now, the thing that gets me the most is those little the little munchkins. Because you forget like 3 of those is a full donut.
Yes.
But you're like, bloop.
There was nothing that made you more popular in grade school.
Oh, when you brought donuts?
Than when we'd stop by the Dunkin' Donuts. Typically it was a birthday or some sort of holiday. And Mom would buy like 20 or 30 or 40 munchkins and bring them to your class.
Dude, everybody thought you were
Everybody
the
was
greatest.
like, you're the coolest kid ever.
That's
your parents are awesome.
They're great. There was, when Jacob was in middle school, there was this little local donut shop. And that was something that he liked to stop by there. So once a week, like on Fridays, or once every other week on a Friday, we would do that. And he would take, half a dozen or whatever. And he knew all this, but who he was going to give them to. He'd already had it all counted out and figured out. And he walked in there, dude, he was strutting.
Oh, it's like a briefcase of gold.
Yeah, exactly. But I loved it because it was a local place. And it was a guy that former veteran, and he was working real hard. And so I love to support local places like that for that reason alone. Just helping folks out.
So vets out there,
go get fat.
Go get some food. Go get taken care of on that.
Maybe take a walk afterwards.
Yes.
or a long walk.
Listen, it's your day.
No, yeah, you should. You should.
It's your day. You do what you feel like.
Well, yeah, but it is your day, right? But use your day wisely. Because,
or don't.
Or don't.
I mean,
how are you gonna do it?
If it's your birthday, Tug, and I say, Tug, what do you want to do for your birthday? And you go take the day off, drink brown liquor, watch some football. I'd say, okay,
all right, do it.
I'm not telling
Just
you
today.
Hey, why don't you make sure and drink water between each one of them? You see what that sounds like?
It helps hydrate you, though. It'd be good. That would be a friend indeed.
But that's still me
That's
trying
not what
to
you want to
ensure-
hear.
No,
it's not what you want to hear. But oftentimes, it's not what you want to
Tug,
hear.
after you finish the bottle, go take a lap around the neighborhood.
It's what you should hear. Not what you want to hear. It's what you should hear.
No, you do what you want to do.
All right.
It's your day.
I'm going to give.
If you want to walk afterwards, fine. If
I
you
think
don't,
it's important. I think it's
good.
important. I just think it's easy. It's easy to go around all these places and just get hooked up. Do yourself a favor. One veteran to another. Do yourself a favor. Take a little walk. That's all. Maybe in the evening.
From somebody who appreciates an appreciative non-veteran to a veteran, you do what you want to do. All right, you think about this.
You want to pack on the pounds? Go right ahead.
Think about this. What are they in their parlance? This fascist over here telling you what you need to do. Here I am, Lowe's, telling you do what you want to do.
The difference is I'm not getting the government to make you do it. I'm just suggesting it.
Not only did you defend that freedom, you earned that freedom. You do what you want to do.
Do it military style. Go out, eat 2 free meals, get you a dessert, and then go to PT.
That's right.
Then start doing burpees.
There you go. Absolutely, because you're gonna need to after 2 meals and a dessert. Good heavens,
It'll come back.
Ooh, Lord.
Yeah, how many Buffalo Wild Wings are there on the way home?
Yeah, let me get 6, 12.
I can make 20 wings before I even pull in the driveway.
Seriously, like the donut thing that Chuck was talking about.
I just got one in the car. Just sitting there driving home.
Just get it all over your
just
face.
Wings all over your face.
Dripping down your hands.
My steering wheel's all covered in sauce.
Is there something that grosses you out? Because I'll admit, when my hands get all yucky with wings, that grosses me out.
Yeah.
I struggle with that.
That's the one thing that
I've burned through some napkins.
There's a few things that never left me from basic training, and washing my hands, because they make you wash your hands.
I know.
Probably 25 times a day, because they don't want anybody to get sick during training.
Yep.
And if my hands are sticky in any way,
I hate it too.
You eat wings and you wipe them off real good, but they still smell like buffalo sauce or something.
I'm with you. When my fingers stick together, if there's something, I'm like, I gotta wash them immediately. And I'm not like a big I gotta wash my hands every 5 minutes, but that grosses me
When
out.
I first started dating my girlfriend, we would go out and we would sit down, I'd go to the bathroom, wash my hands. After we ate, I'd go to the bathroom, wash my hands. She said, "What are you doing in there?"
Yeah, I'm not quite like I used to be, because you're right, in the military it was so structured. But I still catch myself, and I'm a like Los. I'm like, it's good for you to have some germs. It's good for you to ingest germs.
Yes, it's not a germs thing. It's just I don't want to feel like something's on my hands.
I know, but
the reason why you and I don't get sick very often when we do, it's very quick, is because we swim in raw sewage.
That's right, all the time.
That's why we're ready.
It's right, like
strong.
And sometimes I don't even wear like goggles.
No,
just
bathe in the
get it right up in here, right here in the eyeball.
Where's the dirtiest part of the hooch? I'm getting in there today. Is it standing? I need standing water today.
That's right.
The flesh-eating sort of stuff.
I want there to be mosquitoes swarming around.
But there's no skeeters.
That's right. And if I have an open wound, I want them burying up in there.
I gotta get my immune system some work.
That's right. Got to make it work out.
By the way, another one that I heard about. Dan Tana's apparently announced that they're closing in December.
Oh no!
That's like, for anyone out there, Dan Tana's over at Lenox Square Mall.
Yeah.
It was the place when it came to media members. That's where they would go and hang out, especially in radio and a little bit in television as well. And so they had a couple different locations. They had the location CNN Center, and that one had gone away. And they had another location in Sandy Springs, and that one's gone away. So apparently this is the last one. And I can just tell you, I was not part of the whole go there and be seen crowd. But every now and then when I went with friends, the best one was when I saw Whitney Houston.
Oh, wow.
And Whitney was bad off. That's why when you heard stories about her, but you would see things in a place like that where you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So there's some cool memories about that place.
Yeah, man, I hate to hear about Whitney, though, because she was so talented and so pretty, and she was like
That was the camouflage, dude.
Oh, I know. Because everything underneath was falling apart.
Wheels off, wild. The camouflage was them making her look like the all-American girl.
Well, yeah, like in The Bodyguard, and then when she's singing "I Will Always Love You,"
all of that. It's like no.
It was off the
like
rails.
Bobby Brown was the one who was like, she crazy, like she's way too out there.
Isn't that nuts though?
Yeah.
Because he gets all the blame.
Everybody thought it was Bobby. It's like it ain't Bobby.
Mm-mm.
It was Whitney.
Yeah,
and I saw it. She was like sleeping on the bar.
Oh no, dude. That's the worst. I don't remember ever catching Whitney at a glance in my whole life. I have caught Bobby at a glance before.
Dantana's.
Yeah. I can't even remember.
Shout out Veterans Day and Dantana's. Great times.
Big hand salute to all y'all. Tug and Los until 10, 8 o'clock hours brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Today be a good day to reach out to Chuck and his team over at Central Heating and Air, 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com to get that tune-up or to get that replacement, because this cold weather will break a system, because it is going to be running almost non-stop, because it is 29 degrees outside, or at least it is here at the Battery, 29 degrees outside. So good time to call 770-GET-HEAT and centralheat.com. Whoopi Goldberg on The View. Now, I know when you think of Whoopi, you think of,
balanced.
Very balanced, very calm, very deliberate, very thought out.
Never makes a mistake on air that she has to apologize for to fix the attorneys.
Never emotional. None of that stuff, Los.
I
mean, she's almost like a Walter Cronkite of sorts.
Yes, exactly. For the Frau. For the whole crowd that likes to sit at home and have Bluebell and tissues and cry a lot. Like that's who is there for The View. It's it is the official.
Cry a lot.
Well,
No, it's the truth.
Like you finish off The View and then you go to Hallmark Channel.
That's right.
And then you get to watch the whole, oh, look, he's a single dad attorney and she's a single mom doctor, and they just find each other.
In Breckenridge.
Yeah, in Breckenridge. They're just searching for love.
That's all.
Yeah,
just love. I mean, what you'd be doing the same thing.
That's right. That's what Hallmark teaches you. In fact, now that I think about it, I got to get another Hallmark blanket for my father-in-law. He loves Hallmark season.
Does he?
Oh, yeah. That's how he's built. It's really funny.
Okay. My wife loves it, too. She watched, when I was working down at Camp Southern Grounds, she was watching Hallmark movies.
I'm going to have to get you a blanket, too.
Yes, please.
So, Whoopi Goldberg, and the only times it's been fun to watch The View was when Trump was elected. That was like their biggest show. That's when they had the
spike in ratings.
They had a spike. Everyone was like, let's see how mad they are. And then there was a point yesterday where I was like, we got to see what they have to say about the Democrats losing this shutdown. Here's how Whoopi took it.
So, I mean, a 50-50 chance of negotiating health care subsidies. I just remember all of the people who are coming in and hoping that people would vote them in and say, yes, you can be this person, or you can be a judge, or you can be this. And they all said, no, we're not going to mess with anything. No, we're going to leave everything as it was. I have no faith that they're going to negotiate and come back to the table. And I'm glad that folks, maybe, because again, we have seen, you say this is going to happen and then it doesn't happen.
Right.
So surprise me and show me that this is really, that people are going to get their money, that people are going to get the money that they are entitled to. It's not a gift.
Right.
They're entitled to this money during when there's a shutdown. You're entitled to that money.
Yeah.
So
There's
this
a
idea
contingency fund for
that they're giving in and giving this as a gift, it's not a gift.
No.
It's I don't understand. So is he right that Americans wanted Democrats to keep fighting? This would. And people will get rehired, supposedly, federal workers, and reinstate SNAP benefits, but a 50-50 chance of extending the subsidies, I don't believe it.
I hope not.
I hope not. And let's be very honest. Subsidy is a really nice word for stealing money from me to go to someone who's on a government insurance plan whose prices are going up. That's all it is.
Benefiting not the people, not even the person with the insurance, because the insurance don't cover that much. It's benefiting the freaking medical, the insurance companies, the big medical conglomerates. That's who it's benefiting. That's what Obamacare, and we got a clip about that very thing, laying it out so nicely, because that's who it's benefiting, Whoopi Goldberg.
Because the money, when it was offered, well, I tell you what, we'll reinstate this, but the money will go straight to the people. And immediately Democrats are like, uh-oh.
No.
Oh, we got a problem here.
Yeah.
Because they're bought and paid for by Big Pharma. Now, there's quite a bit of people that are bought and paid for by Big Pharma on both ends of the aisle.
Without a doubt.
But when you're the architects of Obamacare, where do you think that money is going to find its way? It's going to find its way to the Democrats.
Doesn't it always?
So she says subsidy. I hear stealing money from working people who have private insurance to pay for people that do not.
Yeah, I hear tax is what I hear. And that's exactly right. And you know that. I know that. Everybody knows that.
Well, it was made very clear in the messaging from the Republicans, from Mike Johnson and Donald Trump and everyone who talked about this on the regular. That's why they won. They won the messaging battle.
It drives me crazy when I hear people say, well, the government should pay for X, Y, whatever it is. And I'm like, no. What are you talking about? That just means you're paying for it.
Whenever it's the government should.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're talking about roads, bridges, fire department, police department. That's where my money is going to. When you start then kicking into, well, the government should pay for, just as Tug said. No, that means I should pay for, and now you're saying what's in addition to that.
That's right. This is what you're going to pay for, I'm going to pay for, we're all going to pay for, that we have no control over and likely won't agree with.
I mean, I send my kids to schools in the county. This is what I pay for with my property taxes. This is my trade-off. This is what goes along with where that money goes to. And so, do I have a say in it? Yeah, it's my money. But then when you say, well, we should also be paying for LGBTQ awareness in Lebanon.
I don't want to pay for that.
How about no?
Yeah. And that's one thing that the Republicans have finally had a steel spine.
Mike Johnson laid it out on a regular.
And said, no, we're not doing that. And Republicans finally got to rejoice because we finally saw our side have a backbone.
Well, it was so many of the boondoggles where if you send that money to where Chuck Schumer wants that money to go, all that is going to an NGO that sends it right back to the Democrats. And they have to win elections too, and elections are expensive. And so every time he's like, they want to send $5 billion over here for this. Well, that just meant, well, they'll probably get $1 million.
If that.
The rest of that money is coming right back to the Democrats to run against you. They were wanting to use your own money to beat you in elections.
Morning Extra and Extra 106.3. Download the app, listen live and on demand. Voting is so important, and here's why. James Carville, he's laying out the plan. When the Democrats are back in power, and you know politics is cyclical, they will get back in power. He's telling you, here's what we're going to do to you and to this country. Next on the Morning Extra.
Wherever you are in Georgia, you can stream Extra 106.3 in crystal clear digital with the all-new Extra 106.3 app. Get Extra's live on-air stream in real time, or go back and listen to all your favorite shows, Neil Bortz, or original podcasts, no matter where you go. Grab the Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
A company that has been trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years has already done their hometown homework, like having the very best people, fair, honest pricing, exceptional customer service, and a focus on high-quality work. That's us. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Sometimes new isn't better, like out-of-town home improvement companies invading Atlanta with their inflated pricing and subpar work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Go beyond just a baseball game with your Atlanta Braves and check out Truist Park's Ballpark Tour. See the ballpark like never before and explore the franchise's rich history with artifacts, exhibits, and more, led by tour guides who will take you to places behind the scenes that most fans have never seen before, including the press box, premium club spaces, and of course, step onto the field where your favorite Braves players battle it out during the season. And each tour comes with a complimentary player chain necklace. Visit Braves.com/tours to purchase your tickets today. And did you know Truist Park can host your next event? As a year-round facility, we host private events ranging from corporate meetings, trade shows, team building events, holiday parties, rehearsal dinners, you name it, Truist Park can host it. Visit Braves.com/events to get started on creating an experience like never before with one of Truist Park's unique venues. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
Okay, who just opened your Obamacare or Marketplace renewal and almost fell off that chair? Hey, 30, 35%, and it's not even any better? You're not crazy. They keep jacking the premium and giving you less. I don't know about this stuff, but I know who does. I go to Steven, the health insurance doctor. I send people there because he's been doing this 16 years. He wins awards for this stuff. He helps the self-employed, 1099, small business owners, the people actually paying for their own insurance. You bet you're going to get corporate-style coverage, nationwide PPO. How about lower zero deductibles, plans that pay you cash benefits when you use them? And he does it all around the year round there because, you know what, he's independent. He's got multiple carriers to quote. A lot of you are going to see that premium go right down instead of up. And in some cases, saving us 60% over that renewal number. He works for you, not Washington. Here's a number, 678-523-0759. 678-523-0759. Or go to healthinsurancedoctor.net. It's Steven, not a call center. Your plan, your savings, and tell him the Kibber sent you.
Looking for the perfect car, truck, or SUV? Jim Ellis Buick GMC has you covered. With a huge selection of new and used vehicles, finding the right fit is easy.
Whether it's a Buick Enclave or Envision, a GMC Acadia or Yukon, or the power of the Sierra and Canyon trucks, and the best part, you're never alone in the process.
Their expert sales team helps match you with the right vehicle, while their finance specialists make buying simple and stress-free.
With decades of experience, Jim Ellis Buick GMC understands the importance of offering an expansive inventory that fits every driving performance, style, and budget need. Plus, every new Buick and GMC comes with cutting-edge technology, premium comfort, and advanced safety features so you can drive with confidence.
Already a Buick or GMC owner? Well, keep it running like new with their state-of-the-art service center staffed by factory-trained technicians who know your vehicle inside and out. Start your search at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee off Peachtree Boulevard, inside the Perimeter, or in Beaufort off Highway 20 near 985. Jim Ellis, Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
The future of business in Georgia is bright, and Georgia Power is a driving force behind the businesses and organizations that are vital to the growth of the state. Just ask Mike Plant, President and CEO of the Braves Development Company.
I think back about 2003 when I started with the Braves, and I just knew we had to create a destination that people wanted to come to year-round. We had a blank canvas, and I think we had a pretty good feel for what would be a year-round destination, mixed-use development, lifestyle center, all those. Fortunately, we have this incredible relationship long-term with Georgia Power. Right away, they saw our vision, they got our vision, they understood it, and they knew they needed to be a big part of that. So we're running our daily operation at the same time we're building this massive infrastructure and mixed-use development and the ballpark all at the same time.
To learn more about how Georgia Power is helping businesses big and small, visit GeorgiaPower.com and tune in all year to discover how they're powering the future of Georgia. The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Tuesday, November 11th. Partial payments may soon be delivered to over 1 million Georgia residents who rely on SNAP benefits. The Georgia Department of Human Services issued a directive saying SNAP recipients who have already missed a payment will receive 65% of their normal monthly payment by the end of the day today. All others will receive the payment on the regularly scheduled distribution dates. The final decision comes later today after the Supreme Court meets. Flight cancellations and delays continue at the world's busiest airport. Monday saw over 500 delays and nearly 250 cancellations at Hartsfield-Jackson due to the FAA's 10% reduction in air traffic. Experts say to plan ahead if you're traveling, and it will take about a week to normalize once the shutdown is over. And state officials warn drivers to be extra careful on the roads this week, especially during morning and evening hours. The peak of deer mating season is underway in Cherokee, Cobb, Fulton, and Gwinnett counties and lasts into next week. Deer have a higher tendency to unexpectedly run out into the road during this time. Today's weather sunny but cold with a high of 47, but we'll get back to 70 by Friday. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Lauren, I love the way that sounds. Back to 70 by Friday. Only thing would make it better if it were 80 or 85.
I'm excited about the rut.
Yeah. Well, I know plenty of hunters are for sure. Yeah.
It was cold when I took the dog out last night. I'll take 40. But about 29, 30 last night. It's like, you got to get done with your dog business. We got to get back inside.
So I told you last week, I thought you were a little early calling Joro's season off, but yeah, they're gone.
They've been gone for a few weeks.
Yeah. Frank, the big one that was hanging over my street, he was gone on Sunday.
Really?
The wind got hold of him, and he's
drifted off.
Yes.
That's funny, man.
They
flew down south for the winter.
They have burrowed. They dropped their eggs, and it'll be back to the fight next spring.
Yeah. Gosh, those things.
The only way to defeat them, you just got to keep killing them.
I know, right? But it's like they multiply. If you kill one, there's 5 more that pops up.
That's why you got to be vigilant.
Yeah, I know. I used to. I used my wife to get so mad. I'd use my slippers. If I was out on the front porch, I'd see one, I'd just smack it. And she's like, it's got the guts all over it. Now you're going to walk in the house. She'd give me such a hard time. I didn't care.
I'm telling you, we need to find a bird that likes to eat these things.
Yeah, the fact that the birds, because it's not like they're hiding.
No,
and birds
not.
are like, meh.
Dude,
I mean, there's a reason why I allow a possum. Like a possum lives somewhere in my backyard.
Yeah, because they eat ticks, they eat snakes,
They eat
poisonous snakes.
They eat all sorts of good stuff that you're like, I want you to get rid of this stuff. But Juros, they're like, no, sir.
No, not mess with those. That's because,
otherwise it'd be a feast.
Yeah, they're just like, man, that's a big old spider. I don't believe I've ever seen anything like that.
I think I'm going to eat that thing.
I think I'll avoid that.
It must have to have just an awful taste to every other animal out there.
Have you ever seen when you...
yeah, it's nasty.
It's like that pink goo.
Yeah, it's gooey.
Yeah, it's nasty. It looks
It's
like something
gross.
out of a horror movie, a
Yeah,
sci-fi movie.
it's not cotton candy.
No, it is not. It is definitely not. It's as gross as it can be.
I just asked on Google, what eats Juro spiders? A fly swatter or a badminton racket?
That's exactly right. Because ain't nothing else messing with them. Or a slipper, in my case.
I mean, they're everywhere at that point. It's like I don't think they have a predator.
Yeah. I think you're right. I don't think there's a predator one. It's like, was it kudzu or English ivy? It doesn't belong here. And it got brought here, and now it just covers and eats and causes issue. Gross. And I don't have a problem with spiders. I like spiders. I think they're cool, but those ones that are gigantic, and there's so many, there's 10,000 of them that you feel like they're just invading the house. Although I've never seen one get in the house. Have you ever had one in the house? I've not had one.
Not one of those.
I've not had that to happen.
Not one of those, no.
I'll give them credit. They don't bother you. They don't.
But they'll build right outside your door and you walk right in.
Dude, every day for about a week and a half straight, I would walk out the side door in our garage and walk into a spider web. And, it's early in the morning. You're just trying to figure out half where you are, and this stuff's everywhere. It's terrible.
Bad way to wake up.
Yeah. Did you find any known predators, Lowe's?
It has that warblers, chickadees, it says small songbirds occasionally eat Juro spiders or their egg sacs. And it also says large birds like blue jays or crows may take them opportunistically, so they pass.
Yeah, not
unless
much.
they're starving.
Unless they're starving. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Or you have to, have a yard full of praying mantises.
You know what?
So cool.
It's funny. I did see a bunch of praying mantises on our gutters this year, and I didn't know why. Now I do. That makes sense. I even pointed it out to my wife. I was like, "Look at this." I mean, I've never seen this many praying mantises over spring and into the summer, but sure enough, they're all out there. You know how they get out there? They just start rubbing their hands together. Especially
These things are so cool. You got to watch out for the females, though.
Yeah.
They'll turn on you.
Yeah. They'll get you for sure. I like them, though. I think they're awesome. We've been in a good place. Seems like the Republican Party and conservatives are winning. My first time in my life, I've not been completely embarrassed to be called a Republican. I've normally called myself a conservative and not a Republican, but when I hear things like this out of James Carville, it just tells me that you must realize what's at stake when you vote or if you don't. And I'll bring up the election in Alpharetta for a city council seat that was won by 11 votes. Only 10% of Alpharetta came out and voted. And I only use this example because it's fresh in my mind. We're coming off of that off-year election. But it just highlights how important every vote is. Had my wife and I not gone and voted, and we happen to vote for this person, had my wife and I not gone and voted, this woman would have gotten 9 votes. So the vote, getting out and voting is so very, very important because when the Democrats come back in power, and it's cyclical, at some point they will, you must know what they plan to do. James Carville is not afraid to lay it out for you.
I want to talk to Chief Justice Roberts, Justice Alito, Justice Barrett, Justice Kavanaugh, Justice Gorsuch. I might be forgetting one.
Oh, no.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. A Democrat is going to be elected in 2028. You know that. I know that. It's going to be a Democratic House. It's going to be a Democratic Senate. The Democratic president is going to announce a special transition advisory committee.
Already happened in 2020.
On the reform of the Supreme Court.
Happened in 2021.
Have our third branch of government has lost the faith and trust of the American people.
Didn't go anywhere.
His president are going to do everything alone. He's going to point a blue ribbon, maybe Judge Ludick and the dean of the, just the usual suspects, all right? And they're going to recommend that the number of Supreme Court justices go from 9 to 13. That's going to happen, people. That's going to happen to you. They're going to win. They're going to do some blue ribbon panel of distinguished jurists, and they are going to recommend 13, and a Democratic Senate and House. They're going to pass it, and the Democratic president is going to sign it because they have to do an intervention so we can have a Supreme Court that the American people trust again. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And I would bet a lot of money that that's what's going to happen. A lot.
Telling you.
2 points.
Yep.
First, he's drunk.
He did sound drunk. I'll give you that. He did sound kind of drunk.
I am running this through the Pelosi analyzer over here. We'll get a little bit of that in a second.
So I would say, listen here, drunk mumbles. This already happened in April of 2021. It was Executive Order 14023. This bipartisan 34 to 36 member panel composed of legal scholars, judges, and experts was explicitly tasked with studying potential reforms to the Supreme Court, including the controversial idea of expanding its size. This has already been done. This is one of the threats that they come up with when they're pissed, when they're upset. Well, we'll do this. Well, we'll expand this. The problem is whenever they've had the power and opportunity to do it, it is so wildly unpopular that even when they have had a cadaver running this thing with an auto pen, no one wants to try and actually do it. But it's their fascination.
And they will try again. That won't be the last time. Will they get it done? It's hard to know. However, know what their goals are. And if it does nothing but motivate you to get out and vote, if it does nothing but motivate you to get other people involved in the civic process and getting out and voting, you know what you're up against. At least they're telling you right now.
I just think that if we want to throw out things that won't happen, I think that I would say, okay, well then fine. You know what? Why don't we have Donald Trump run again in 2028?
Right.
As long as we're throwing out hypotheticals to scare the other side, at least let's send them some more hats.
I would have never thought there would be a communist elected in New York City. I would have never thought there was been all
that's
kinds.
always was going to be coming.
Okay, well, but that's not a good thing to happen. But that's what I'm saying.
It's a great thing to happen.
It's not.
These people, these people need a reminder about every decade or 15 years or so. There's much smarter men than me have pointed this out. Every now and then you need a reminder of what happens when you go down this road.
What happens when it pops up everywhere and you're seeing these Islamists, you're seeing these communists that are working in, they're working in Texas, they're working in Montana, they're working in Idaho, they're working in Minnesota. I understand the fact that most people are going to push back and push back, but all it takes is one. All it takes is one, and then it turns into New York City, or it turns into Minnesota. It turns into these places.
You needed 20 million people here illegally before we actually steeled the spine of the American public to say, get them out publicly. In fact, if somebody gives you any crap, bust open their window and yank them out by the collar. And then beat on that ass if you have to. I mean, do you realize where we've gotten to, what it took?
Sure.
For us to say enough is enough. This is what is required within this country. And talk about that omelet. You got to break some eggs. And if it's breaking them eggs in New York, tough. Sorry, New York, you called for it. And if this creates a backlash in New York to foreign-born people showing up there and taking over their city, good. If at some point in Minnesota they go, hey, maybe we should stop importing all of Somalia.
They're not going to.
That's on them. Eventually it turns.
But that's still in our country that it's happening. And then in Texas, it's happening.
But you need examples in this country. That's just how it works. We have never gotten to a place without some sort of conflict in the history of this country. It's always taken something where we've never done it. We've never gotten to a place out of just pure nobility where we said, we realize that's wrong. Maybe we should stop doing that. No, it always requires some sort of conflict. And it's taken, again, 20 million people here that are not supposed to be here. For when I see that video, I go, oh, that looks bad. Oh, look, the abuela's crying. Well, she ain't supposed to be here. And she's screaming her head off in the airport about, oh, I've got papers. You don't have those papers. In fact, you have a deportation order that you've been ignoring. Tough.
I love the I love the glass half full, but I think there's a bit of a glass half empty.
Oh, no, it's glass half reality.
Exactly. And I know what's happening in New York, and I know what's happening in Texas, and I know what's happening across the country with these fools.
Like, I'll ask you, just going through some history. Why did we end up on the moon, our greatest accomplishment as a country?
Because we're in a space race.
Because we're trying to beat the Soviets.
That's right. Yep.
Why did we end slavery in this country?
Because it was the right thing to do.
Because it was a civil war that occurred.
Yeah.
Every single thing where you can point to an accomplishment in America, there was some impetus, some driving force that created it. We've never done something because what does it take? What do we always talk about? When you're comfortable, you don't do anything.
No, of course. All right. But
so this needs to make you uncomfortable.
And it does. And it does. I am more concerned about the uprising of people that want to destroy this country from within. I mean, there's so many levels of it. I brought it up with Neil. The fact that we've allowed the Chinese to buy a trailer park next to our B-2 bombers, the fact that they could launch an attack from inside. The next 9/11 won't be flying into the building. It's going to happen from within. No, that is what is going to happen in America.
We'll have a bio attack.
You're exactly right. Or some sort of EMP that will shut all of everything down, and we'll be living like we did 100 years ago.
Here's the nice part. It's going to be very difficult for the Chinese to ever do anything to us, because if they ever did, their economy and their entire structure of their government falls apart.
Which is very shaky right now.
They need us to start with. We are the primary buyer of their consumer goods. If we were suddenly ever out of the Chinese business, the CCP falls apart.
Absolutely right. And I'm hoping that's it. That's why I don't want Donald Trump signing deals with those fools.
And by the way, the Chinese also happen to believe, or at least through their propaganda, that we're the ones who released COVID in their country. So this isn't like why do we keep finding these students that are running bioweapons through our country?
It is to destroy the United States from within. That's what it is.
Tit for tat. You know, we have a history of, hey, did we do a bioweapon in Cuba? Maybe. How did they ever end up with the swine flu that they got that's never showed up anywhere in this side of the world?
There's a reason that the Chinese are buying up properties. They know they can't defeat us militarily.
No, they have to do it economically. They have to enslave us to them.
And they can do it from within with whatever device that they can get in here, because they run the ports and they run people through here like there's no tomorrow. That people that despise this country.
Carville was drunk.
He may have been.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines. Oh, not so much.
Not quite yet.
Not what you're looking for.
That is not James Carville.
Yeah.
The 8 o'clock hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert. 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. Call Chuck and his team today, 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. If you don't maintain your property, the socialist standard, two socialist standards, they'll seize it. Good luck, New York. Next on Extra.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Tuesday, November 11th. The Atlanta Braves received some postseason love as catcher Drake Baldwin was named the National League Rookie of the Year after batting .274 with 19 homers and 80 RBIs last season. Oakland A's first baseman Nick Kurtz was a unanimous choice in the American League. The Atlanta Hawks are now above 500 after a 105-102 victory last night in LA over the Clippers. The team is off tonight before continuing the West Coast trip Wednesday night in Sacramento. And the next round of college football playoff rankings will be out tonight. That show begins at 7 p.m. Georgia opened up as the 5th-ranked team in the playoff field last week. Georgia Tech, they were off with the bye week. They remain in the playoff hunt. They were ranked 17th last week. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if your old windows have you boiling in the summer and freezing in the winter, You need the pros at Window Nation with installation precision and experience that are second to none. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90Nation for your free estimate. And for a limited time, get 50% off all window styles, plus pay no interest for 5 years.
Big moments deserve big-time craftsmanship. At Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we've been family-owned and operated since 1982 because we know what it means to show up when it counts. Jaron Solomon here, and that's why we're proud to be an official Tacori jeweler. Each Tacori ring is handcrafted in California, going through 20 elite artisans before it hits your hands. Not mass-produced, not generic, always personal. And with Solomon Brothers, you get lifetime cleanings, unbeatable financing, and the largest Tacori selection in Georgia. Stop by a store in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Sharpsburg. Visit SolomonBrothers.com to book your private appointment. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, where love is in the details and legends are built to last. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs and official jeweler of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Attention extra listeners. The end of the year is closing in. Are your retirement plans ready? We at Master Plan Retirement Consultants are holistic retirement planners, including income and growth planning, tax strategies, and estate and legacy planning. Each piece of the retirement puzzle must fit together cohesively because we know a change in one area can inevitably affect the others. Our boutique team serves you with fiduciary care, ensuring every step moves you closer to a confident, sustainable retirement. Don't wait. There's still time to adjust your plan before year end. Schedule your complimentary consultation now at masterplanretire.com. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Did you know that there are over 34,000 lawyers in the state of Georgia? Yet despite that huge number, Bruce Hagan was recently named by his peers as one of the top 100 lawyers in the state. Do you know who is not among the top 100 lawyers in the state? Some clown standing on top of an 18-wheeler. Those kind of lawyers may make flashy ads, but they're just marketers, not real lawyers. If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need Bruce Hagan, a real lawyer who tries cases and wins. Call Bruce Hagan. He's the real deal for your injury case. Hagan-law.com.
Looking for the perfect car, truck, or SUV? Jim Ellis Buick GMC has you covered. With a huge selection of new and used vehicles, finding the right fit is easy.
Whether it's a Buick Enclave or Envision, a GMC Acadia or Yukon, or the power of the Sierra and Canyon trucks, and the best part, you're never alone in the process.
Their expert sales team helps match you with the right vehicle, while their finance specialists make buying simple and stress-free.
With decades of experience, Jim Ellis Buick GMC understands the importance of offering an expansive inventory that fits every driving performance, style, and budget need. Plus, every new Buick and GMC comes with cutting-edge technology, premium comfort, and advanced safety features so you can drive with confidence.
Already a Buick or GMC owner? Well, keep it running like new with their state-of-the-art service center staffed by factory-trained technicians who know your vehicle inside and out. Start your search at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee off Peachtree Boulevard, inside the Perimeter, or in Beaufort off Highway 20 near 985. Jim Ellis, Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Extra 106.3 personalities aren't afraid to tell it like it is.
Without Donald Trump, nothing that's going on would be happening right now. Donald Trump is changing the world.
And you'll never hear us spew that violent rhetoric from the left. So don't be afraid to tell it like it is, because we're happy to have you as part of the Extra community.
I particularly like Donald Trump's actions in getting illegal aliens the hell out of this country.
Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Xtra. 8 o'clock hours brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert. 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. It reminds me a little bit of when the mob would come by somebody's place of business and be like, you got a broken window over there. Well, no, I don't. And then there was a broken window, and you had to go through them to get it fixed or keep it from being broken again. It's kind of the way socialists work.
It's a protection racket.
Yeah.
It's how that's always been with those neighborhoods. That, listen, if you want to be in good standing, it's It might be 10%. Listen.
It's just the pay to play kind of thing.
I mean, I've seen Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Brad Wesley was making sure all the businesses were contributing to the local economy.
That's right.
Protection money.
That's right.
He was running a small town gang.
What do you want from me?
So I do enjoy that you've had the Hakeem Jeffries of the world, the minority leader in the House. You've had Kathy Hochul. You've had a lot of these establishment Democrats, probably the best way I can put it, that are treating Zohran Mamdani like a child. Like Kathy Hochul yesterday. And the only reason we don't have it on the show because the audio just is awful. You couldn't hear her.
Yep. It was very echoey.
Very echoey. But she flat out was like, yeah, we're not going to take money out of the bus system. No, we're going to charge the same way. That's how it's always going to be. And every one of the proposals that Mamdani made has been met with, yeah, that has to go through the state. That's not going to work.
Pat on the head.
It's patting the head of like, you child, you got elected. What are you going to do? And if you want to talk about property rights, this will be another one where you're going to run into this, because there is such a thing as you do have rights as a property owner. Now, if you are choosing to lease portions of that property, you also have a responsibility to the tenant. That's just part of your state laws. I've dealt with that as well as being a real estate owner that owned rental property. If the person has an issue with something, I have to address it, or the state of Florida is going to come down on me.
That's right.
And can they ever seize the property? They can put some liens. They can do some things.
Almost like an HOA.
There's some issues that you can run into. But I want you to listen to Zohran Mamdani as he starts, because to me, I think he's striking out on the bus stuff. He's already backing away, I believe, what's going to be from a $30 minimum wage by 2030. There's going to be a handful that turn into, listen, that was child stuff. That was about being elected. That can't work.
What's the minimum wage in California? Because it's running people off, and they're automating at a record rate through, with all the fast food restaurants. I feel like it's $30 an hour too, isn't it? If it's not, it's up there somewhere, maybe 25. It's somewhere in the neighborhood.
Well, the fun one was what happened in Seattle, because Seattle as a city instituted their own minimum wage where they basically doubled it. And then they were shocked when businesses left.
What? Imagine that. You can't afford to operate? Of course you're going to leave.
So California, statewide minimum wage for California, all employers is $16.50.
Okay.
So he's talking about $30.
Good Lord.
In the city. Now, for instance, if you want to talk about in San Francisco, where they've chosen to, we got to kick this up a notch, they're $18, $18.67.
And those businesses, people that run those businesses, those franchisees, are closing up shop and leaving town. So can you imagine if 18 is running them out, what 30 would do?
By the way, Seattle, the one where they're surprised at how many people have left, they made theirs $20.76.
Okay.
$20.76. Companies started taking off. They're like, where'd all the companies go?
Or they automate.
Or they automate. So here's Zohran Mamdani when he starts talking about to people that own property, holders of buildings who lease it to other people. Here's how he tells you what they expect, or they're taking your stuff.
Starting on day one, we will expand the city's special enforcement programs, doubling fines for hazardous violations and tripling them for conditions that are immediately dangerous. And when a really bad landlord, like this guy, refuses to fix it, the city's going to step in, make the repairs, and send them the bill. If that doesn't work, the city's taking over the building. We're putting the worst landlords out of business.
That sounds...
like you're taking their stuff and making it belong to the city.
That sounds remarkably communist.
Yes, it sure does.
I mean, the radar went off immediately.
Now, will there be a huge legal battle?
Sure.
Because here's the gray area that always happens. Similar to when you said the mafia goes, it seems you got a problem with that window. Do you want to have a problem with that window?
That's right.
It turns into extortion. It turns into, hey, you got some problems with this building. All right, well, what do you want me to fix? And then when you do, it's, hey, you still got some problems with this building.
Oh, also.
Now, there's two things that can go. You can pay me to make it go away, or I can keep saying you have a problem until I take this building.
And which is, I would imagine,
and that's how this
plan.
game operates.
I would imagine that's the plan to begin with. It wouldn't matter.
You'll never get it to code.
You're never going to get it to the socialist code.
And so that ends up being your legal battle that ends up being fought out in state court. And so this is so much about the rest of the state of New York. And you can go through Basically, when you look at in upstate New York,
yeah, that's where my wife's from.
It's red as it gets.
Yep.
Like, that's your protection against the rest of what's going on in the city.
I didn't know there were rednecks in New York.
Yes, there are.
In upstate New York, there are plenty of rednecks up there. I was surprised.
You ever see a Bills tailgate?
Yeah. No kidding. Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Yes.
Them as people
And no, I hadn't prior to.
are partying and drunk.
Going through tables.
Yes.
But on top of that, they own tractors.
Yes.
I mean, there's
a lot of farmland.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful up there. It's not terribly different as far as topography from Northwest Georgia.
Yeah, it's farmland, it's horse country.
Yeah.
It's a really pretty area of the country. And so that is what they are going to end up having to fight. Like, you're going to have landlords in New York that are looking at the rest of the state and saying, please save us from this guy. And that's going to be the fight. And so to hear Kathy Hochul kind of giving him a pat on the head of like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, that's great. I'll be curious to see how many of these are actually attempted to be implemented. Now, if you are, and let's say this too on the other end of it, if you are trying to actually get buildings up to code, cool, fine.
Yeah, it's good.
But you know what? You have state agencies that handle that. That's not handled by the mayor's office.
But if you're a socialist mayor, that's ingrained in your DNA.
It almost feels like you're trying to take away those buildings.
And they probably are.
In the interest of, because you can't, and that's another one, you can't have rent control in these cases. I mean, the communists already burned the one card they had, which was, hey, the CDC says it's a pandemic. You can't move the money. You can't change the rates.
Yeah. They got an assist out of the federal government.
They got an assist there. That ain't happening again, at least hopefully.
Yeah.
But that's the one time they were able to say that a private landlord, here's what you have to do with the price of your property.
Dude, you hear people talking about the next pandemic that comes around, the next pandemic. They're going to try it again.
Oh, I'm sure we'll see something in our lifetime.
Absolutely. They're not going to give up they're not going to give up an opportunity for an emergency. And, what's the old saying? Never let an emergency go to waste.
It was power advantageous.
And they love it.
I still remember that mentality. Maybe that's why I'm so passionate about it, is that there were times when I was looking around what was going on in the country and seeing that governors were using emergency powers beyond what the state charters basically said. We're like, hold on a second. You're not allowed to have government. You're not allowed to have that level of power for more than 30 days. And one state after another was like, we're just extending it. I'm like, that's not legal. That was happening. That was happening in red states.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
they did not care at all. They would love to do it again.
Well, it was the blueprint for the power hungry. So I don't know. Wash your hands.
Yeah.
Don't eat bats.
Yeah. Stay away from.
Don't allow gain of function research in faraway countries facilitated by EcoHealth Alliance and Dr. Fauci.
Are you as cynical as I am that feels like they're probably still doing gain of function research?
Of course, it's the weapon of the future.
That's right. They're not. They are working on, and I don't even know. It's the proverbial they, because I don't know who they are.
This was never about. It was never about figuring out how to take on pathogens that may come out of nature, because
that's right.
They never did.
Right.
This was about creating bioweapons for the future.
And knocking off a particular person or type of people.
Yes.
That's why
you can customize them to certain groups of people is what the future will be.
That is why I know that they're still working on it. When we continue on Xtra 106.3, it was always a scam. You knew it was a scam. I knew it was a scam. Obamacare, always a scam. Next on Xtra, after a Neil Borch report and a Fox News update.
Time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3.
Is there a small part of your brain not occupied with pro football or Sydney Sweeney that might be slightly curious as to why so many young people found themselves on the Zohan Mondami socialist communist bandwagon last week in New York? Well, Alicia Findlay, writing in the Wall Street Journal, I think has a pretty good explanation. It's college grade inflation. Colleges are graduating a mob of young people who lack any hard or even soft job skills. The CEO of Palantir, and no, I don't know what that is, is quoted as saying, "I think the average Ivy League graduate voting for this mayor is highly annoyed that their education is not that valuable, and the person down the street who knows how to drill for oil and gas and who moved to Texas has a more valuable profession." Nailed it. Finley writes that even as employers complain about a dearth of qualified workers, a growing college-educated proletariat can't find jobs they want to work. They believe their degrees aren't being adequately rewarded by the free market, and they blame capitalism. These college graduates feel indignant about employer demands. They don't want to work. After all, they have degrees from Harvard, where A's account for 60% of the grades, or Yale, where 80% of the grades were A's or A minuses. These amazing grades in their colleges and universities, and they can't get a good job? It's capitalism's fault. And there's the attraction of Mamdani. Fun to watch and tragic at the same time. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey, this is Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. So things are deceiving sometimes, and it's hard to explain how much money I can really save you. I've saved people upwards of $20,000 and $30,000. I mean, it really depends on the year, the make, the model of the car, and the price of the car. You know, on a $15,000 car, I can't save you $20,000. I mean, let's be realistic. We can probably save you $2,000 or $3,000, but it's through the course of the whole sale. The big one here that people don't realize, the financing. You go into the dealership, they tell you your rate's 9%, or really it's probably 7% because they're allowed to make 2 points on there. We found a better way for customers to buy a car, an honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee. We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal. So the beauty of what we do is we don't put you on a car that we have to sell. We put you on a car that you want. And at the Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car. Call 1-844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 9 a.m. hour is presented by Southern Exteriors. Quality and precision you can rely on.
The government shutdown is close to ending. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
And I'm relieved. But the people now that are going to get paid and fed and millions of Americans, they're going to be flying now. That's going to be made more safe and restored.
Senator John Fetterman on Fox the morning after he joined 6 other Democrats and an independent, breaking ranks with the party, voting with Republicans to approve funding through January 30th. The House plans to vote on that tomorrow. Would also fund SNAP food assistance through September. GOP Congressman Byron Donalds tells Fox,
"It is a travesty that Democrats took us this far down the road, but now we're going to reopen the government. We're going to get back to business."
Many Democrats are angry, calling for the Senate's minority leader, Chuck Schumer, to step down, though he wasn't among the 8 who sided with the Republicans. The Senate does plan a vote next month on what Democrats have demanded, extending Obamacare tax credits set to expire at the end of the year. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffrey says millions of Americans will be affected.
In some cases, their health insurance premiums will increase by $1,000 or $2,000 per year. That is unacceptable.
Well, until the shutdown's over, air traffic controllers keep working without pay. Some have called out sick, taking second jobs, leading to a lot of flight cancellations and delays, nearly 2,000 more today. President Trump's critical of those controllers and praising the others.
I want to reward the people that showed up without a lot of nonsense, without a lot of talk. They did their job, and in many cases, they worked longer hours to get us through this period.
Telling Fox he's wanted to give them a $10,000 bonus. It is Veterans Day, and as Americans thank those who've served our country, there is also this.
A coalition of retired military nurses and others are working to get World War II nurses awarded for their service. The campaign to honor them with the Congressional Gold Medal, the nation's highest civilian honor, comes 80 years after the war ended. A bipartisan group of lawmakers have joined the cause, which faces long odds. It needs 2/3 of each chamber.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, The point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Align your business with other like-minded conservatives by advertising on Xtra 1063. Email sales at xtra1063.com.
I only ask you to give the people that advertise on this radio station, especially during the morning show or the afternoon show specifically, give them the opportunity to earn your business. If you need a new roof, call Southern Exteriors. If you need a new lawnmower, call Howard Brothers. If you need repairs or replacement to your HVAC, call Central Heating and Air Conditioning. If you want a new firearm or anything to prepare for going camping, for that matter, or power outages and generators and all that sort of stuff, then call the folks at True Prep. It was just the ones right off the top of my head.
What if I need a car, Tug?
Maybe the honest car guy. They share your values. They are the people that are the reason that this station exists. If you turn on Hulu or HBO, you've paid for it. There's a reason there's no ads. Actually, though, Hulu may have... They may even put ads in there.
Snuck them back in there.
Snuck them right back in there. You probably pay for it and you're still getting ads, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but whatever. I'm not saying to go buy something that you don't need, and I try to stress that all the time. Don't buy something you don't need, but when you do need something that you hear about on this radio station, do us a solid, do us a favor, and give the people that advertise here, the people that share your values, give them the first chance to earn your business. That is the only request that I have of you for listening to Xtra 1063 and the Morning Xtra specifically, Kimmer Show specifically. That's where all those local advertisers work the hardest and want to be a part. They want to create a great environment in the communities that they're in, and they want to create a good environment for you to live in when it comes to those communities. So great businesses that support us, please support them.
Kimmer did bring us up yesterday.
He did? I missed that.
He did talk about the transfusions that we brought to his attention.
That's the earliest I've ever had a transfusion in my life, was like 9:05.
I wasn't kidding around.
No kidding.
Like I've been to some 7:30 in the morning tailgates in Athens. There's been some other things at 7:30 in the morning along with transfusions.
Lowe's knows how to get down.
Well, when they don't allow you on campus till 7:30, it's like you pull up, you unload your stuff, and then you're sitting there, and it's a matter of like, when do you start? Like the most awkward one I ever remember, we had to get on a bus in Las Vegas, headed for the Rose Bowl, because we did that trip when we went to go watch Georgia play Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl.
Gosh, that's legendary there.
So we had to report at 3 o'clock in the morning to the hotel where the bus was leaving from, and it wasn't the one we were at. So we take an Uber over there, and we've got a cooler. Everybody's got coolers. And we get on the bus, and we recognize there are no Oklahoma fans.
It's all Georgia
whole
fans.
Bus is Georgia fans.
Let's go.
And
how about them dogs?
It's real quiet. Like, we're pulling out. It's like 3:15 in the morning, and you get out on the strip. Nothing's going on, and then you hear, and you just hear them randomly. You're like,
then they increase as you hear more. It's like a snowball effect.
The only thing that was a problem, I was doing a hit for our radio station down the hall, Buck and Kincaid at the time, and I'm on the bus. I'm trying to be quiet, but I'm doing a radio hit, and this guy in front of me, like 2 rows, he's like, "Hey," because I guess I'm being loud.
Well, you're talking. Well, I mean, what more?
Yeah. Turns out the only reason he even knew about the bus is because he'd heard it on the fan, me talking about it.
Oh, so then he gets mad at you for talking.
So then he came to apologize. He's like, "I'm sorry, my wife's a little hungover. I didn't know who you were." And I'm like, "Well, I didn't announce it when I got on the bus, man." Hey, I'm
going to do Radioheads. Yeah, I mean, who does that?
So, yeah. But then it turned into a giant bus party all the way over into Pasadena and then all the way back.
Gosh.
So it was a good time.
That may be the...
that was the earliest I've ever seen people start.
Well, right. But that game specifically is one that and I was just a viewer, obviously wasn't there. And that one stands out in my mind. That one and the win at Notre Dame, which I know you went to as well, those may be the two most legendary Georgia road victories ever.
At that game in the Rose Bowl, I remember walking out. I saw the late Vince Dooley while he was still with us. So I saw Coach on the way out and just, hey, Coach, great game. He's getting into a car and just kind of waving at everybody. I was like, sweet, it's Coach Dooley. But I remember I saw an Oklahoma fan on the way out, and I extended my hand to him and reached out. We shake hands, and I just go, I think we just watched the greatest college football game either of us have ever seen. He was like, yeah, I think so. And now somebody had to lose it.
Yeah, right.
But it was double overtime in this. You're playing on like a beautiful place to watch a football game. It's like playing in a painting.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
I've never been. I've only been to California one time.
So worth doing.
I would even if I didn't care about the team,
even if it's not Georgia.
Yeah,
just to be like I've been and I watched a Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I would love to go. Now that you've been to some of those, because you've obviously crossed that one off. You crossed off Lucas Oil. You crossed off Notre Dame. Are there any places that you want to go see a football game? Because like baseball fans will go to all the stadiums, right?
Sure.
Are there? Because the Big House seems like it would be cool.
Big House would probably be cool. Never been there.
I've never been to Tennessee. I'd love to go.
I think
to
the
Knoxville.
Horseshoe at Ohio State would be cool.
Those seem like they'd be legendary places to go watch a football game, and I. Because half my family's Tennessee fans, and I love all the traditions. I even love Rocky Top. I just don't sing it on Saturdays. It's the only day I don't sing Rocky Top ever, and never have, never will. But I love the song. I love the volunteer Navy. The fact that they have all those boats that line up down at the bottom of the state, right there on the was it the Cumberland, I guess, that runs up through there. Just to see that come down, I would love to go. Obviously, want to see Georgia play there too. And then walk out with a victory. But that just seems like if I'm picking one off the first one, I think it would be that one.
I've been once
to Knoxville.
Yes, and what jumped out to me was that when you enter into the stadium, now from the outside, you go, oh man, that's Neyland. The inside looks like an old gym, like an old 1930s high school gymnasium, like the innards of the stadium.
Yeah.
And that, again, this is now like 15 years ago.
Okay.
But the innards of the stadium, what you don't see on TV, is like old and decrepit. Now, have they updated? Hopefully.
Maybe.
Like you've now seen like the concourse area at the University of Georgia.
Yeah.
They've got the food area out.
Sure.
And they've updated a lot of the areas where you can get food and use the restroom and everything else. When I was in Neyland, they hadn't done any of that. Mm-hmm. So it's like you went from this dank, nasty... kind of innards of the stadium.
Gross areas.
To suddenly you walk into the light and you're like, oh. Like the only thing I would compare it to is if anyone's ever been to Wrigley Field, it's the same concept.
Yep.
It looks like 1910.
Yeah.
And then you step into the light and you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah, which I loved Wrigley, but I'll tell you the best baseball stadium I've ever been to, and I'm a Braves fan through and through. Love Truist Park. It's amazing. Love what they've done here at the Battery. Fenway Park is like nothing I've ever seen before.
I've only driven by it. I've never seen a game there. I would ask you this: is the seating as small?
Yes,
as they say it is.
Yes, it is. It's
because they talk about it's built for 1910 people.
Yeah, you're right on top of each other. The lines are so weird. With the way that like some of the outfield seats don't even point to home plate.
Yeah, that they're pointing in a different direction. Yeah.
We saw. So Jacob was playing 12U. When everybody goes to Cooperstown year. So we flew into Boston, rented a car, drove over to Cooperstown, spent the week, and then came back and did a long weekend in Boston. We saw a Yankees-Red Sox game.
Oh, that's a perfect one to go see.
It was unbelievable. Yankees led the whole game. My wife's a Yankees fan. Yankees led the whole game until the very end. Aroldis Chapman comes in and essentially walks the bases loaded, and then a walk-off walk by Aroldis Chapman. That's how they... The Red Sox fans were going bonkers.
Yeah, I don't know if there's another place where I would say, like, I have to... Like, I think I would prefer at some point to see an English Premier League soccer match, like a big one.
Like to go to Europe and see them?
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of like people are excited about World Cup coming to Atlanta. And
I would like to do a World Cup match.
Like, if
it falls, I'd like to go.
Yeah, but I'm not going to pay an arm and a leg to go do that.
No, not at all.
I might do it overseas though.
Now, if you told me it was I get to take part in some sort of Olympics.
Yeah,
I think I'd go to that. Now, that's a cool part. A lot of people here have done that.
Yeah, right.
I've never been in the right situation for it.
I was in that hole because I was in the Navy at that time, and our ship was in dry dock. The USS South Carolina in dry dock in Portsmouth, Virginia. Parked right next to us in dry dock is the USS Atlanta, which was a submarine. And I thought it was cool because I would come down the pier. And there's my ship to the right, and to the left, the USS Atlanta, and they were flying the American flag, and then the Georgia flag, and then the Olympic flag.
Oh, that is cool.
It was just one of those snapshots. It's like, man, it's home. They're blowing it up. They're having good times.
Yeah, people around here have done it. My wife actually, when she lived in Seoul, South Korea, when my father-in-law was deployed there, they went to the Olympics there.
Oh, wow.
Because it was in their backyard.
What year was that? Do you remember what year?
Yeah, or something?
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah.
I remember she was like a little girl.
I remember it. I remember it happening. I'm having a hard time placing what year that was. But
I was able to go to one of the Olympic games when it was here before it became Turner Field, and it was
Olympic Stadium.
Yeah, Olympic Stadium. It was really cool. I think it was Korea and maybe Canada, something like that.
Yeah, just to say like I've done an Olympics.
Oh yeah, for sure. What event?
It was a baseball game.
Oh, it was baseball. Okay. I don't think I remembered baseball still being in the Olympics even in '96. Because aren't they bringing it back? Isn't that something that's going to come back eventually?
It's gone away and come back because it was not considered. Well, softball was one of the problems. Softball went away and then it's supposed to come back because no one could compete against us. Mm-hmm. So they're like, we're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would love to maybe one day get to the Olympics. Who knows? 9 o'clock hour brought to you by Southern Exteriors, your home exterior solution since 1999. 8779 southernexteriors.co. They're doing a free James Hardy siding replacement. And nothing's free, so they're covering the cost. How about that? Southern and James Hardy, they're partnering, and you can register or get somebody registered that would be a good fit that needs this done for their home. They will cover the cost. southernexteriors.co, red button, top left, Christmas giveaway. You got until December 1st to sign up. We talked about this earlier with Neil Bortz and the fact that Obamacare was such a scam, and it did nothing but make insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies really, really rich. That was the plan. From the get-go, Los, they were like, okay, we're going to sell this as it's going to be cheaper for everybody, knowing that it wasn't. It's impossible that they were dumb and said, oh, I'm sure this is going to work. There's no chance.
Every warning that was out there, everything came true.
Yes.
The only thing that was a little bit different was Sarah Palin when she brought up the death panels. And they aren't death panels in the way that we got used to them. What she was talking about was, well, they're going to ration care. Well, they didn't exactly do that. What they did is they stopped practicing. There became a standard of care for everyone, so that by the time we hit COVID, it turned into, what does the government say we're going to give you? And so whether it was, hey, we're all going to put you on oxygen. Okay, that killed a lot of people. Hey, we're going to give you our treatment for this. Killed a lot of people. And that's the part of what became. It became a standardized version of medicine rather than a trial and error, a practice as it's normally called. And so to see that happen, to go along with the raising of all your prices and the inability to secure any of this across state lines, well, then that's how we ended up here.
And then, folks needing hip replacements. If you're too old, they're going to drag their feet because they can.
Yes. What was it that Barack Obama told us at the time? Maybe you need that heart surgery. Maybe instead we just give you a pill.
Yeah, a great impression, too.
That's what he said.
I know. They don't care about...
Grandma's 89. She needs heart surgery. Maybe instead we just give her a pill to chill her out for her remaining time.
What do you think? Doesn't that sound good? That sounds great. The Democrats do not care about health care. They care about power. And the fact that they have sent all this money to insurance companies and all this money to pharmaceutical companies, what's going to happen? Kickbacks? What's going to happen? The ability to end up with money in your back pocket at the expense of everybody else. Perfect example of how Democrats are using health care in this battle that we're, what looks like we're coming to the conclusion of, and those Affordable Care Act subsidies. They're trying to regain power. The subsidies expiring was all part of the plan. Listen to this. This is a great layout of how it all works.
And so what you have and what people are waking up to, because people have started to blow the whistle, the healthcare, the ACA subsidies, it's an $800 billion annual transfer direct from the federal payment system right into the insurance companies. And what they do is they artificially lower premiums a little bit so that the Democrats can then come back, and if the Republicans don't buy off on this, they can say, look, the Republicans raised your premiums. No, the premiums were always that high.
Always. That's
it's kind of like saying, hey, you know what? Gas is $5 a gallon, but we're going to transfer $1 trillion a year to all of the oil companies to artificially lower gas prices from $5 to $2.50. And then when we end that subsidy, they go back up to $5, and it's their fault. This is what they're doing. This is what they did. This is what they wanted to do. This is why they purposely extended the ACA subsidies only until December 31st of the next presidential cycle, so that if a Republican got elected, they could do this exact thing. They could demand that these ACA subsidies get extended, and if not, then they're going to run around and say that Republicans drove your premiums. No, the ACA drove the premiums up. The ACA is the problem. It's why it's under the ACA that we cover illegal aliens. It's under the ACA that you cover adult children up until 26. And you've got, on the flip side, you've got the ideological left that runs around saying, we're the richest country in the world. People should have free health care. But realize that health care is not a thing that you can just give away. It is somebody's service. It is somebody's intellectual property.
Which Neil Lortz has talked about a million times. How much of my time, if I'm a doctor, do I owe you? How much do I have to give away of my hard work, of my going to school? How much of that do I owe you? And what have the Democrats said during this shutdown? Republicans don't care about your health care. We do.
What it did is it also drove down the wages of regular doctors. And that, so if you wanted to specialize in something along the lines of plastic surgery, or I want to be a cardiologist, okay, well, it might be a little bit different. If you want to be a family practitioner, all right, that was going to be a problem, not just because of the insurance you were going to need, but the insurance, the requirement, but then also the insurance payments you were actually getting from this program. And not only to say that, to also go along with just the idea of when you had doctors that were entering into this particular version of medicine under the ACA, you would have loan forgiveness. Now, you would be committed to a number of years for them to forgive your loan. But here was the problem. You couldn't step out of the network based on what their standard of care was. So if it was, hey, this is what we do for people, well, I'd like to try something different. You can't.
You are not allowed.
That might be more expensive, or it might not be as advantageous to the insurance companies. Hey, I'd like to offer a different form of treatment to this particular person who's suffering from this issue. You can't.
I wonder what, and I don't have it in front of me, but $8 billion, I wonder what that percentage of growth since the ACA started that insurance companies have grown. That,
I can give you that.
I'm sure it's in the hundreds of percents.
I'll give you that on the other side also. I did find that audio from 16 years ago when Barack Obama told you what your standard of care was going to be moving forward.
Next on Extra.
On this Veterans Day, we send a special salute to our Dickey Broadcasting team members who served, and we honor all the men and women everywhere who continue on active duty and fight for America's freedoms. We thank you for your service. A special Veterans Day salute from Extra 106.3 FM.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. Just when you thought the country couldn't get any crazier, the Democrats surprise you. Shutting the government down for lame political reasons, liberals complaining of taking criminals and illegals off the street. When will this craziness stop? Well, in this crazy world, there is one place to go for peace of mind. Drop by Atlanta Safe House and let the safe experts help you select the safe to best protect your hard-earned valuables. Our brands include Browning, Fort Knox, Champion, and many more. So go by the showroom or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
This is Tom with the Honest Car Guy.
Hey, what's with all this honesty stuff?
We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly.
How honestly?
We guarantee that each vehicle we sell will come with a bill of sale showing what we paid for the vehicle. You'll pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed.
No gimmicks or tricks?
Nope.
Man, this sounds like a new way to buy a car.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit honestcarguy.com.
Oh no, what is that sound?
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
Ho, ho, holy cow. Family and friends are coming for the holidays, and you need some projects done around the house before they arrive. Relax. We've got you covered. Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia from the Trusted Toolbox. With our handyman for a day deal, we can knock out all those projects you've been putting off for months. From plumbing issues and painting to flooring, fencing, trim work, and much, much more. So get your home ready for the holidays and call us at 770-623-3097, or you can always book it online at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8 year old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Faith, family, freedom. These are the cornerstones of America and the foundation for a successful life. But today, all three are under attack. Crushing debt, out-of-control spending, and reckless policies in Washington are threatening your savings, your retirement, and your future. Hi, this is Glenn Beck. The only financial advisory firm I recommend in Atlanta is Nicholas Wealth Management. David Nicholas and his team believe protecting your money is about more than wealth. It's about defending your faith, your family, and your freedom. If your hard-earned retirement is left exposed to market chaos, higher taxes, or inflation, what happens to the life you've worked so hard to build? For over 20 years, David Nicholas has helped families right here in Atlanta fight back with retirement strategies built to better withstand uncertainty. Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 404-890-5606, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Aim to safeguard your future today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Picture this. You're halfway through a DIY car fix and boom, you're missing a part. It's okay, because whatever it is, it's on eBay, and it's guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Tuesday, November 11th. Partial payments may soon be delivered to over 1 million Georgia residents who rely on SNAP benefits. The Georgia Department of Human Services issued a directive saying SNAP recipients who have already missed a payment will receive 65% of their normal monthly payment by the end of the day today. All others will receive the payment on the regularly scheduled distribution dates. The final decision comes later today after the Supreme Court meets. Flight cancellations and delays continue at the world's busiest airport. Monday saw over 500 delays and nearly 250 cancellations at Hartsfield-Jackson due to the FAA's 10% reduction in air traffic. Experts say to plan ahead if you're traveling, and it will take about a week to normalize once the shutdown is over. And state officials warn drivers to be extra careful on the roads this week, especially during morning and evening hours. The peak of deer mating season is underway in Cherokee, Cobb, Fulton, and Gwinnett counties, and lasts into next week. Deer have a higher tendency to unexpectedly run out into the road during this time. Today's weather sunny but cold with a high of 47, but we'll get back to 70 by Friday. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Xtra 9 o'clock hours brought to you by Southern Exteriors, your home exterior solution since 1999. They're doing a free James Hardy siding remodel on someone's home, teamed up with James Hardy Siding to take care of that cost. If you need a remodel, maybe your house is in a bad way, and maybe you're in a pinch when it comes to money and can't afford to do it, or you know someone who is, go to southernexteriors.co, top left corner, red button that says Christmas giveaway. Register there, enter there. You, somebody you go to church with, a veteran, whomever, and that is going to be picked and drawn, and somebody's going to get that remodel. It could be up to $30,000, but got to get your entries in by December 1st. So we were talking, Los, about just how messed up the ACA is, and it was intentionally done that way.
So let's draw some lines here, because I think in order to understand the game, to be able to explain the game to other people, it's important to understand how the game works. And so I want to start right here. The game has been a transfer of wealth. The entire ACA was set up to fail and to also create a transfer of wealth that were going to make the insurance companies a ridiculous amount of money. Now, let's start with when it comes to campaign contributions from the healthcare industry. Who gets the most? For instance, Bernie Sanders from 1990 to 2024, $23 million.
Mr. Socialist, Mr. Spread the Wealth, Share the Wealth, $23 million.
In a very limited amount of time. By the way, these numbers have been regenerated and put back out from opensecrets.org, and Anna Paulina Luna, who pointed these out.
Angel face.
That's right. So angelic. Raphael Warnock, $14 million.
What?
Elizabeth Warren.
The good Reverend?
$10 million.
No.
You could run down this list that includes guys like Tim Kaine, former guy who ran for vice president under Hillary Clinton. And what you're going to find is the predominant amount of these people are Democrats, whether in the House or the Senate, across the board, all Democrats. So when the ACA was put together, it was to ensure that the insurance companies would have plenty of money to donate back to the Democrats. Now, let me give you the numbers. Kaiser Permanente is not as brutal as some of the rest of them. Kaiser
But they're
Permanente,
smaller too, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
They had a revenue of $44 billion in 2010.
They're smaller, I say. $44 billion.
They're 2024, and I'm not talking about profit. We're just talking about money. We're just talking about revenue that runs through the country, the company.
That's still a big number, $44 billion.
2024, because remember, publicly traded, $115 billion.
Which one was that one?
That's Kaiser Permanente.
Okay, got it.
So let's go to Cigna. 2010, they were $21 billion. This past year, $247 billion.
Good heavens.
How about United Health Group? Now, they saw a bump up in 2010. They're like, hey, we had a good year. We went up by $7 billion. They were a total of $94 billion.
Goodness.
In 2010. 2024, $400 billion. All right? So that's the game. Now, we also talk about the lack of care. That the insurance companies keep making more money. They keep giving you crappier care and worse care. If this is not an infomercial for getting rid of the ACA coming out of my mouth, I don't know what is. That should be one of the next goals here for the administration of the next year. Get rid of Obamacare. It only survived because of one person last time. That's John McCain. You can get rid of it this time around. Here from this is from 16 years ago. This is 2009. You had Barack Obama, who hosted a town hall on ABC. And what was it? He'd already been elected. It was an infomercial propaganda for Obamacare. But he was asked one question, and we've left the question in here. It's going to run about 1:45. Think about what happened and what you went through with COVID as far as the government decided what you were going to get. It's not a death panel, but the government decided this might kill you, but this is all we're going to allow you to have. Listen to what Barack Obama was saying back in 2009 when it came to how we're going to treat grandma when she gets ill.
She's 105 now, over 105. But at 100, the doctor had said to her, I can't do anything more unless you have a pacemaker. I said go for it. She said go for it. But the arrhythmia specialist said, no, it's too old. Her doctor said, I'm going to make an appointment because a picture is worth 1,000 words. And when the other arrhythmia specialist saw her joy of life and so on, he said, I'm going for it. So that was over 5 years ago. My question to you is, outside the medical criteria for prolonging life for somebody who is elderly, is there any consideration that can be given for a certain spirit, a certain joy of living quality of life, or is it just a medical cutoff at a certain age?
And we're not going to solve every difficult problem in terms of end-of-life care. A lot of that is going to have to be we as a culture and as a society starting to make better decisions within our own families and for ourselves. But what we can do is make sure that at least some of the waste that exists in the system that's not making anybody's mom better, that is loading up on additional tests or additional drugs that the evidence shows is not necessarily going to improve care, that at least we can let doctors know and your mom know that, you know what, maybe this isn't going to help. Maybe you're better off not having the surgery, but taking the painkiller.
I love how he puts better decisions. This woman got a pacemaker at 105 and enjoyed life and did well. But Barack Obama says, is that the best decision? Is that the best decision for us?
Now, let's take a big picture. The cost of inserting a pacemaker into a person in this country in total runs about $96,000. The pill might be $20.
Oh, yeah. He was doing the math. He was definitely doing the math.
Because you're going to bleed my system if I'm giving out pacemakers to 100-year-old grandmas. That's what he was telling you.
In a private insurance, however, that's on you. That's the agreement you have with the insurance.
You have with the insurance company.
But when it's the government, they're over there counting the beans.
And that was what he was saying without saying it.
Absolutely.
And again, because
she's not worth it. I don't care how much she enjoys life.
Because what happens when it's the $20 pill? Well, I'm still making sure that those insurance companies aren't having to fit the bill for $96,000.
Even though.
Because their money's coming back. The more I save them,
the more I get.
The more we're getting on the other end because the Democrats are the ones who benefit from it. That is this awful system that the Democrats were asking the Republicans, namely Donald Trump, to fund it.
Yeah.
Please save us from what we created. We're in trouble.
And yet, they're still going to go out and tell you how much they care about health care, how important it is to make sure that these subsidies happen. I say let the entire system collapse and let's start over from scratch. Let us just work with our doctor. And our doctor has here's the cost. It's not Obamacare now. It's just the cost. Here's what it is. And let people work out their own deals. And if there is insurance needed, like I think Rich McCormick said it, only for catastrophic things. That would be the only thing that you need insurance for.
I think Dr. Rich made a really good point. He talked about how you don't have insurance on your car for oil changes. You have it for anything catastrophic that would occur.
Like a bad accident.
Right.
Bad wreck on 285.
That should be the reason. I mean, you got it so that I'm not going to my insurance and being like, hey, my oil change, it's covered under insurance, right? I also shouldn't have, here, I'm doing my yearly checkup. Like, why are we having that covered in this way? What if I break my leg? That's significantly different.
Yeah.
Then, hey, will you check and make sure that my heart is doing well? Okay, great.
There's a reason when you go to the doctor's office, if you're willing to ask, which I did the last doctor's visit I went. I was like, they told me what it was going to cost, and I, broke out my credit card, and then I paused, and I said, what would it cost if I didn't use my insurance? And she was like, we get asked that a lot lately. And she printed it out. And it was $100 cheaper to not do the insurance. $100 cheaper. And this was an actual test. It was important to do. And they said the reason it was as expensive as it was is because of the actual technician and the skill that it takes to perform the test.
I really hope that as the prices explode,
and they're going to.
And they have been.
And going to continue.
And people on the Obamacare end of this are feeling it harder than anybody. They're going like, oh my God, how did it go up by this percentage? How did I see 30, 40%?
That was the plan. I don't know how they didn't know.
I'm just hoping that they now ask the question, why is my government involved in my health care?
Get them out. Get them out of everything. Anytime the government's involved with anything, it goes to hell and it costs more.
And there's always a cutout so that whoever created Obamacare, and remember, it was done without one vote from any Republican, they're the ones that are getting paid back on this.
This is the disaster.
It's called the skim. That's what they're getting off of it. So when United Healthcare Group goes from $94 billion to $400 billion in the span of 14 years because of the explosion of Obamacare. And the Democrats are getting that money back on the other side. Maybe, just maybe, we decide that the government should not have 1/5 of the economy in terms of healthcare and have their hands in it.
And they shouldn't. And you know, the crazy thing is, we didn't create this mess, and we're not killing the CEO of United Healthcare either.
Funny how the wild Democrats end up doing that. I think this is unfair.
Your party, the people that you vote for every year.
The ones they send the money to, you're the one who went and shot them.
That's nuts, man.
I tell you, that's the one good thing about the communists. They always kill each other over who's more communist. I'm more communist than you. I'm going to shoot you.
And these numbers exploded because of Obamacare.
And all because when it came right down to it, we're determining your standard of care, and we're going to make the money for the insurance companies.
Too old for a pacemaker. You know, we got to make better decisions. I wonder if that woman that got the pacemaker thought it was a good decision.
Did it not?
I'm going to say yes.
Did it not feel when I did the impression that maybe I was exaggerating what he said? And then you heard him from
no exaggeration.
From 16 years ago, he told someone maybe she's better off with the pill.
Because this is too expensive.
It's too expensive.
Now,
for
this might prolong her life, or at least control the pain, whatever it is.
We got to make better decisions.
Yeah. If you ask her family, I thought the best decision was made. Give her the pacemaker.
Hey, if we now have
in
her
America, you should have that.
From 100 to 105. When the government's not involved, you get to make the decision as a family. She gets to be part of it. And what's so bad, and this is such a 2009 mentality, because she's asking the question based on, can you look at my mother and see how vibrant she is and why she probably deserves this?
That doesn't fall into the equation.
Should not be a check mark.
All I have is a Excel spreadsheet that says she's not worth it.
Nope.
She's not worth it.
There is a bell curve, and the bell curve, when it comes to, as you get into socialized medicine, as we get into this area, when you're on the early end of the bell curve, when you're young and you're not being productive to society because you're a child, well, then the care is rationed. When you're on the back end of the bell curve and you're no longer functioning in society in terms of a means of production, well, then you don't get the health care. When you're in the bell curve and you're still productive, which means you're still generating money, okay, now you get some health care.
Because you're worth it.
But it should never be that way.
But you have value in the middle.
Yes.
You don't have value on either end.
On either end. How gross is that?
It's disgusting. And if you want to know what socialized medicine looks like, look up the VA. The VA is socialized medicine.
Yeah, go ask a vet about what that's like.
It is a disaster and always has been. Anything the government touches is a disaster. That's why I want as little government involvement in your life, in my life, and every American's life as I can possibly get. You heard how Mom Donnie up in New York said, there's no issue big enough government can't fix. And I think to myself, you mean screw up worse. That's what it is. Morning Xtra and Xtra 106.3 when we continue. Let's talk about the boom in applications in a sector that you probably wouldn't expect it in, especially right now. Next on Xtra.
The Morning Xtra on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3 FM.
Good morning, it's Los. Let's talk about Howard Brothers and Xmark. November means cool mornings, and, well, Tug will tell you, it's been cool the last couple of them. But it also means falling leaves. My yard could tell you about that if it's talking. There's a lot out there. And lawns that still need the perfect finish before the holidays start. Make it easy with Xmark from Howard Brothers. The mower built to perform when it matters most. From homeowners to pros, Xmark delivers comfort, speed, and precision that keeps your yard looking sharp all year long, leading up right to those holidays. Don't let fall slow you down. Head on over to Howard Brothers and power through the work with Xmark on your side. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Xmark and Howard Brothers.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Tuesday, November 11th. The Atlanta Braves received some postseason love as catcher Drake Baldwin was named the National League Rookie of the Year after batting .274 with 19 homers and 80 RBIs last season. Oakland A's first baseman Nick Kurtz was a unanimous choice in the American League. The Atlanta Hawks, they're now above 500 after a 105-102 victory last night in LA over the Clippers. The team is off tonight before continuing the West Coast trip Wednesday night in Sacramento. And the next round of college football playoff rankings will be out tonight. That show begins at 7 p.m. Georgia opened up as the 5th-ranked team in the playoff field last week. Georgia Tech, they were off with the bye week. They remain in the playoff hunt. They were ranked 17th last week. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
The 2026 Ford F-250 Crew Cab Lariat diesel pickups have arrived at Aikens Ford in Winder, just in time for better than Black Friday deals like $10,000 off MSRP through November 30th. Hi, this is Brad Aikens, and we have over 100 of these select Ford F-250 Super Duties to choose from at this discount. Stock number 11357, MSRP $84,553, with approved financing in your 1995 or newer trade. Dealer retains factory rebates plus government fees. See dealer for details. Visit us today at AikensFord.com.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garage.
Attention extra listeners. The end of the year is closing in. Are your retirement plans ready? We at Master Plan Retirement Consultants are holistic retirement planners, including income and growth planning, tax strategies, and estate and legacy planning. Each piece of the retirement puzzle must fit together cohesively because we know a change in one area can inevitably affect the others. Our boutique team serves you with fiduciary care, ensuring every step moves you closer to a confident, sustainable retirement. Don't wait. There's still time to adjust your plan before year end. Schedule your complimentary consultation now at masterplanretire.com. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
On this Veterans Day, we send a special salute to our Dickey Broadcasting team members who served, and we honor all the men and women everywhere who continue on active duty and fight for America's freedoms. We thank you for your service. A special Veterans Day salute from Extra 106.3 FM.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra. Download the app so you can listen live and on demand. The 9 o'clock hour brought to you by Southern Exteriors. They're doing a home renovation with James Hardy Siding. If you, a friend, a family member, somebody you go to church with could use that James Hardy Siding remodel.
Going to church with.
From Southern Exteriors. Go to southernexteriors.co and then top left corner on that red button, click on Christmas giveaway. Got to get those entries in by December 1st. December 1st.
Told you one of my highlights of the golf tournament when they had the long drive competition at the Southern Exteriors tent.
Megan would have been manning that tent.
Got a chance to meet her. Very nice young woman.
Yep.
I waited, and then as soon as I got a chance, I swung basically out of my shoes, hammered it. Definitely probably my longest drive of the day. Still ended up like probably 12 yards short. And as soon as I hit it, I went, CO! And that cracked her up. She was like,
awesome.
oh, okay.
Because she's been doing the ads, and at first she wasn't comfortable doing those ads, and Corey and our production department said, here, just take it easy. Anything that we do here, we can edit, we can fix, and has made her comfortable. And now she loves coming in. And,
yeah, she just loves hearing herself.
Yeah,
listen to me do that spot. I'm so good.
I'm good.
I'm so
but
good.
At least she's comfortable with it. That's the best thing.
Yeah. And Corey's outstanding. Like I said, our entire production team, they're awesome.
They do
Between Corey and Rob, the work they do around here, it's why we always, all of our spots, all of our production, all of our promotions, everything sounds spot on, as good as anybody in the country because of those two guys.
Without a doubt. You'd think in this line of work, and the way that they're treated and the way they're talked about and the way they're being shot at, that there wouldn't be people that would sign up to go work for ICE. But you'd be incorrect if you thought that.
This goes along with what I said about stealing the spine of people, that in this country we have a reaction. Like, there's a reason why when we had Pearl Harbor occur, and we go back to December 7th, 1941, and even those that were not even able-bodied young men said, I'm going off to war. I'm signing up. I mean, people killed themselves when they were flunked out of military service because it was such a shame to the community, a shame to the family, that that's how they dealt with it. What we now have, we have a vision of what is going wrong in this country and that regular people can fix it. And what has that meant? Despite an 8,000% increase in death threats towards immigration enforcement officers, we've had 200,000 ICE applicants in this country.
200,000.
200,000 who said,
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
And I know the danger that comes along with it because all I have to do is turn on the TV or open social media and I'll see it live in action, just like most recently in Chicago. Because what is it? The Latin Kings have put hits out on ICE agents, and that's what they expect happened in Chicago. Somebody trying to take advantage of that.
Tug and I, maybe 2 months ago, like our picture, I don't even know if it's still around here. Agent Tug and Los.
Well,
members of ICE.
I was told somebody was recording in the studio and that was they were a little too sensitive to that.
Well,
I still got the art around.
Maybe they should get a little tougher around here.
Get a little tougher skin.
Hey, ain't your studio.
I didn't take it down.
Well, how about that? I hadn't heard about that.
I hadn't heard about that either.
I have to explore this a little more.
It sounds like some chicken S.
It does.
So yeah, there was a funny meme that Jure or somebody else created of Agent Los and Agent Tug, and the joke was we started looking through the ICE requirements, and that there was a under 40 and over 40, because a lot of what ICE is looking to do is they want people with previous law enforcement experience. Now, that doesn't mean you need it, because some of it was they need some additional support work. And Tug and I were looking at it like, Tug's got military service in his background. He's probably pretty good. I would probably have to be more of the paper pusher.
No, dude, you'd be just fine.
I don't know if they'd give me now I'd still go through all the training and everything, and I'd do great at it. Like it talked about 200 yards, which you got to run in and all this stuff.
Yeah,
I can do most of that. I feel like I knew, well, at least the over 40 stuff. I was like, I can do that. I can make that happen. But I didn't expect when we brought that up. I thought like, okay, they'll get like 20,000 applicants. 200,000, considering what it's looked like, what it's been like for some of these people, and the amount of jokers that like to film stuff and then put it on the internet of like, look what happened when we ran into ICE.
Dude, I watched a video yesterday, and I think it's in our show notes. I don't think it's too long to pull, and I'll just tell you what it is. It is a basic white lady who decides that she was going to interfere in an ICE operation. She, tries to maneuver her car. Another ICE agent who is obviously surveilling everything that's going on recognizes it, cuts her off, and says, ma'am, what are you doing? You realize that you're interfering with a federal operation. And she's like, and just hyperventilates and says, I'm just a mom. I'm just a mom.
So she actually runs a red light to try and still cut off ICE agents. And she has become part of Neighborhood Watch. And what is that? When they notice an ICE vehicle in some of these communities, they follow after them honking to alert everyone else ICE is in the area, which is just again, I don't want to do a week in federal penitentiary. I don't want to ever have a situation where, hey, Los, you did something a little bit stupid. Might cost you a month in federal pen, because then none of them are good. this is what this woman was doing. And so she actually gets pulled over by a uniformed police officer. And he's like, "Man, what are you doing?"
And then she starts hyperventilating, saying, I'm just a mom.
And ICE pulls up. And the officer's like, "Hey, you can stand down. Like, I got this. He turns her loose. But he didn't have to.
Well, but on top of that, he did say, we're going to refer this.
Yes.
We're going to let you go now. Yep. But understand, we have your license, we have your tag. We're going to refer this to a judge and let them decide.
And we'll see what you're going to have to get there.
If this is going to be something that they decide to prosecute.
And she is losing her mind. I'm like, listen,
just a mom.
I know you get caught up at times in the emotion of stuff.
How do you get caught up like that, though?
I have no idea.
That is ignorance.
That a lot of it, we talked about it in the past. You have scenarios where people will put politics above all things, including their sanity, their humanity, their family.
Their family, which is the one that I can't fathom. Your family doesn't deserve your crazy.
It's like, I'm sorry, I don't want to have to explain to my daughters that dad decided to interfere with a federal operation, so he has to go away for 2 months, and you have to explain why he's not at home.
Or maybe longer. And then it becomes a real handicap for the family because all of a sudden your check doesn't come in anymore.
Yeah, I'd like to avoid the situation, being as a father, as a provider, as a husband, to not have the scenario where my wife has to go, the reason why the yard looks the way it does is because my husband's in a federal penitentiary because he wanted to interfere with an ICE operation.
He's in the pen. So ignorant, but that's what we're up against.
This isn't Walter White. I'm not putting I'm doing this for my family. Is that what she was doing it for?
No, she was doing it in direct opposition of what her family needs.
I'm doing this for humanity. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're doing this because you're caught up in a cult mindset, and you're not asking questions.
And it's so funny that they call MAGA the quote, or the cult rather. And I don't own anything MAGA, but they would tell me that I'm a MAGA extremist. I mean, the Democrat Party's already said it. They said veterans, white Christians, the biggest threat to democracy that exists. That's what the Democrat Party said.
Well, it's a good thing that DOJ changed out.
No question.
Because now you're no longer the target to...
Thank goodness.
But
how ignorant.
But you're dangerous.
But how ignorant.
No, what's dangerous right now are people that are motivated by this online propaganda that enforcing federal law, because that's what ICE is doing. None of this is illegal.
No, of course not.
There's no part of this where you say, wow, that was illegal. No, none of it is. Well, they're detaining Americans. Sometimes that happens. As I've said, I've never been detained. I've been asked to stay around because I witnessed a fight.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to do a police report. Can you stay? Yeah, sure.
Of course.
Am I detained? Well, of course not.
Yeah.
But if you are detained because we're investigating what's going on here, well, then that's just what happens.
And you could have said no. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
got to go.
Yeah. And they would have done nothing. But you try to do the right things in life unless you're a crazy mother that has lost your mind
and decide to cut off ICE people in traffic
and listen to MSNBC nonstop and The View nonstop. I guarantee you, if you went through her cookies, that The View was there and probably some Blue Sky and definitely some MSNBC.
As you're cutting off ICE agents and blowing your horn, do you not think for just one moment, maybe these are federal authorities who have the ability to put me behind bars? And by the way, because they are federal authorities, it's much easier for them to do so.
Yeah, it's just I'm
it's a miscalculation.
Look, I'm proud of all those people that are saying I love the country enough to subject myself to this kind of threat, to this kind of danger, because I think the country's worth saving.
200,000 of them.
Dude, it's impressive. God bless them. God bless our veterans. God bless our men and women in uniform. God bless you. And may God bless America. It's going to do it for us. Beck is up next, then Clay and Buck. Afternoon show with the Kimmer. That Marine, make sure you call and tell him Happy Veterans Day, starting at 3 o'clock.
Buy him a transfusion.
Yes, if you can. If you get a chance, buy him a transfusion, too. For Los and Jure, I'm Tug. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Live and local news talk continues at 3 p.m. with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's the Kimmer Show, only on Xtra 106.3 and the Xtra app.